What about bad boys makes women feel deep sexual urges that they don't feel with nice guys, their boyfriends, or even their husbands? Bad boys are skilled at making women feel things. Good things. Did I say skilled? They're beyond skilled. They're professionals, artists, and geniuses at making women feel things. Things that affect women on such a deep level that the women themselves can't quite explain what they're feeling. Things that nice guys dream of making women feel. Things that only bad boys know how to turn on and women don't know how to turn off. Things that cause women to think and do things they've never done. Women and bad boys. Many bad boys seem to have a part of them that's lost, tortured, in pain, and they're desperate to find their way in their happiness. There's often a part of them that's sad, angry, abusive, and they're striving to become a better man in any way possible. Women secretly fantasize of saving this dreamy and lost bad boy, going along for the wild ride, helping him find his way, and spending the rest of their life by his side. They want to help him find his happiness, and many women believe they're the key to saving him. He brings out the caring and nurturing side of women, and they can see him as a project to turn a bad man who they're insanely attracted to into a good man who loves them. Also, women with bad father-daughter relationships seem to unconsciously seek out bad boys to get the approval they never got from their father. They crave to find the remedy to their childhood pain caused by their relationships with their father, and if they can win over the bad boy, it can help some of the pain vanish. Sadly, the history of women and bad boys shows that the bad boy usually can't and won't change. He'll always be the most elusive, mythological, and attractive man in every woman's life that he encounters. A big reason I believe bad boys are so appealing to women is because women are still born with the wiring for an earlier time before we lived in modern cities and environments where life is made almost too easy for many of us. I'm not going to use the term cavemen, but men hundreds and even thousands of years ago were automatically, psychologically, and physically molded into manly men by the harsh environment, hard life, and necessity to man the fuck up or die. This reality of life, in my thoughts, naturally and automatically eliminated the weak, submissive, and wussy behavior traits that women constantly see in men living in today's much easier society. Since that wasn't very long ago in comparison to the human species age, women are still equipped with the primitive wiring that naturally attracts them to hardened, tough, manly, and caveman-like men. Who's the modern-day equivalent? The bad boy. How women like their men. What I've learned over the past 12 years is that women don't like their men 100% sugar and sweet. They very often crave spice and not so much nice. They find it most satisfying when the men they meet have a part of them that's bad. They don't always want the guy who's best for them. They don't always want the guy who's nicest to them. They don't always want the guy who makes the most money, has the best car, or the biggest house. They don't always want the guy who's the smartest or has the best education. They don't always want the guy who never makes them cry. They don't always want the guy who never makes them mad. They don't always want the guy who's always there. Women want the guy who may not be so good for them. The guy who might break her heart, but will show her more passion and excitement than she's ever seen in her life. The guy who won't let her walk all over him. The guy who's not afraid to touch her. The guy who doesn't put her on a pedestal. The guy who knows that she's beautiful and he doesn't have to tell her every single hour just to get her approval. The guy who isn't afraid of her rejecting him. The guy who isn't intimidated by her beauty. The guy who will move on to the next woman if she doesn't make him happy. The guy who doesn't need her but wants her. The guy who can stare into her eyes and own her. The guy who knows she wants him without ever having to say it. The guy who doesn't apologize for shit unless he really messes up. The guy who's not afraid of her leaving him. The guy who doesn't jump every time she says so. The guy who is indifferent to her moods. What exactly is a bad boy? Men want to be them and women want to be with them. Bad boys are simply cool guys who are really badass at being themselves. They're badasses. They're the cool guys who don't give a shit. Being as nice as possible and not wanting to offend anyone just isn't their cup of tea or something they spend time making a priority. Something else that doesn't quite make sense to bad boys is living for the sole purpose of pleasing, bowing down to, and getting the approval of women. They love women and love having them around, but their life is much deeper and more complicated than just getting girls. Their minds are full of ideas, beliefs, principles, goals, and agendas. Something deep within guides them in what they believe to be the right direction or path in life that they should be on. When they see the nice guy stuff happening, they watch in confusion as to why other men just don't get it. They do everything with purpose, intent, forethought, style, and so much confidence that it's contagious and almost arrogant. They don't care about being the nicest, happiest, or most liked person in the room. They don't care about women thinking they're the nicest guy they've ever met. They don't second guess themselves, ask for permission, or apologize for being who they are when someone doesn't like it. They're not all cocky assholes, but they're not all insecure or unsure of themselves either. They're not all criminals, drug addicts, thieves, woman beaters, rapists, murderers, gangsters, or in prison, but they're not all well-behaved model citizens either. Bad boys are rough around the edges and aren't afraid to offend anyone to get respect, make a point, or get some space. Regardless of how he looks, the bad boy has the attitude and personality that women can't say no to. And not all bad boys slick their hair back, give dirty looks, smoke cigarettes, have ugly attitudes, dropped out of high school, are broke, still live with their mother, have tattoos, use foul language, wear leather jackets and chain wallets, do drugs, or ride motorcycles. That's the type of bad boy we're used to seeing in the movies, the most noticeable, and that we picture when we hear the term bad boy. In reality, bad boys come from all walks of life and are all races, shapes, sizes, and ages. There's rich, poor, black, white, Italian, Russian, Asian, Indian, Mexican, American, fat, skinny, short, and tall bad boys. Being a bad boy is a state of mind, a way of thinking, and a way of being more than anything else. It's not a look. It's not a way of dressing. It's not if you ride a motorcycle. It's not if you have tattoos. It's not if your t-shirt says I banged your mom last night, or if it says fuck you. The bad boy's state of mind, way of thinking, and way of being draws women in and keeps them there. The bad boy look might get you her phone number, but the bad boy state of mind will get you her. Many men pretend to be bad boys. Too many men today want to be bad boys but have no freaking clue what the hell a bad boy really is. They want to dress, walk, talk, and think they're tough like a bad boy, but when it comes time to being a badass or bad, they turn into soft, nice, and approval-seeking guys. All they know is they just want to be the bad boy and all their problems with women will be solved. They have no idea what being a bad boy is about. Real bad boys don't want to be anyone but themselves. They're happy in their own skin, and the mere idea of acting like someone else just to get women doesn't even begin to register in their brain. They don't look around and say, man, it'll be cool if I can dress, walk, talk, and act like that guy. Bad boys simply are who they are. What a bad boy isn't. A bad boy isn't a guy who is abusive to women just to feel tough. A guy who acts like an asshole just to seem alpha. A guy who thinks he's bad because he has tattoos. A guy who tries to look mean for no reason. A guy who tries to be intimidating for no reason. A guy who thinks he's bad because he works out. A guy who uses foul language because it's cool or bad. A guy who wears a chain wallet and rides a bike. A guy who starts fights to prove he's tough. A guy who is controlling over women. A guy who gets wild or crazy haircuts. A guy who wears expensive clothes or jewelry. None of this stuff alone gives you the bad boy state of mind that women are ultimately attracted to. None of this stuff sparks an uncontrollable attraction in women because you can beat women up, end up in jail with no women, and she'll find another guy. You can act like an asshole and women will think you're just that, an asshole. Women might like your tattoos, but once your nice guy side comes out, tattoos won't keep her around. Trying to look mean or intimidating will just make you look like an overly angry person with issues. Women may like your muscles, but dump you when they find out you're emotionally a big pussy. Your excessive foul language will make her think you're socially retarded and extremely disrespectful. Your wild haircut, jewelry, expensive clothes, chain wallet, leather jacket, and bike won't cover up the fact that you're mentally unattractive to women. Starting fights to prove you're tough will show her you have confidence issues and self-esteem issues. Controlling women will make her think you're psychotic, insecure, jealous, needy, and clingy. The 99 bad boy traits in this ebook will teach you how to become the mental badass women crave and not that wannabe bad boy that we think women want. And who am I to know what a real bad boy is and what type of guys women really want? I've spent the last 12 years of my life being the guy who women refuse to stay away from. The guy that women still call, chase, and want to be with, regardless of their relationship status or how much I've hurt them. The guy that women still want even when I've broken their heart and I don't want them. I'm not making this stuff up, nor am I telling you this to brag or make you think I'm cool. I'm telling you this because I've seen and I know the power of these 99 bad boy traits and how they will transform your life with women if you learn them and incorporate them into your personality and behavior. The best part about having these 99 traits is that women will still see you as a good guy because these bad boy traits don't exactly make you a bad person. Since I'm a man of integrity and I believe in treating all women with respect and restraint, nothing in this ebook is going to teach you how to become more of an abusive asshole in any way. All the traits you're going to learn will make you more attractive and desirable to women, and that's it. I'm not teaching you any evil genius stuff that'll help you take advantage of women. So if that's what you're looking for, you're in the wrong place. Take these 99 bad boy traits, learn them, practice them, and make them part of who you are. Do your best to develop the bad boy state of mind that women find irresistible, and you'll never have as many problems attracting women again. You'll never struggle with being the overly nice guy, pushover, tool, or fool again. You'll be less likely to get your heart ripped out, less likely to get dumped by the women you want, and you'll be happier, more relaxed, confident, and composed. Send me your thoughts when you get finished with this ebook. My email address is marksummers@majorleaguedating.com. marksummers@majorleaguedating.com. Part 1. Traits that instantly set you apart. Number 1. Know and understand yourself. Not knowing and understanding yourself is like being lost at sea with no navigation. You'll hopelessly wander through life with no sense of direction or purpose, and you'll end up nowhere. Drains you of your internal power when interacting with women. Internal power is your self-esteem, composure, confidence, charisma, charm, and drive that women find highly attractive. Gives you less solid ground to stand on when it's time to make a decision between what you do and don't want. You're less likely to draw a hard line in the sand and choose which side to take. Will cause women to question their relationship with you and to lose confidence in you and your abilities. Will cause you to get less respect than you deserve. When you know and understand yourself, it's not only obvious to women, but to everyone around you. You have an aura of confidence that's felt and can't be ignored. Bad boys know and understand themselves. They know what they like and don't like. They know what they want and don't want. Why do bad boys know themselves so well? Because they aren't scared to get to know themselves. They have experience with women in life. They're not afraid to go after or do whatever their heart desires or whatever's on their mind. So along the way, they learn lessons, make mistakes, fail, succeed, and ultimately get to know and understand themselves better than nice guys know and understand themselves. If you don't confidently know or understand yourself as well as you like, start changing it by overcoming your fears, living life, and learning as much as you can. Experience is the true teacher of all things. The fastest and most surefire way to get to know and understand yourself better is to get out there and do whatever you're afraid of doing. Do you know how good you are at walking up to women and talking to them? Do you know how you'll handle yourself if you're in a social setting alone and without your friends? Do you know how well you do when women start testing and poking at you to see if you're the type of sturdy man they're looking for? Do you know where you stand in your social circle? Do you have any clue what your chances are of women being attracted to you if you go to a new bar or hangout spot? Knowing and understanding yourself is a crucial trait that women want you to have. They need you to have it. They aren't looking for guys who are still figuring themselves out. They want guys who are sure of themselves, have experience, and know who they are. As much as you want to meet a great woman who is perfect for you, that woman wants to meet a great man who knows what the hell is going on in his mind, body, emotions, and life. Knowing and understanding yourself boosts your confidence, self-esteem, and makes you more secure, composed, and capable of attracting the women you want. Quotes: "If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the results of 100 battles." Sun Tzu. The better you know yourself, the better your relationship with the rest of the world. Toni Collette. The most difficult thing in life is to know yourself. Thales. Number 2, strong sense of self-worth. We all deeply desire to feel and be significant, important, special, and worthy in one way or another. We need to know our life matters, that we're here for a reason or a purpose. Bad boys intuitively know that they are significant, important, special, and worthy. They intuitively know they are good enough for women. Why do women find this attractive? To make it simple, in my ebook, How to Quit Being a Loser with Women, I talk about how others naturally treat you the same as you treat yourself. If you think poorly of yourself, women will think poorly of you. If you don't value yourself, women won't value you. If you don't believe in your ability to attract women, women won't feel attraction for you. If you believe you are attractive, women are more likely to find you attractive. If you believe you're fun and cool, women are more likely to have fun with you and say you're cool. Making sense? What most of us aren't aware of is that our body language and our behavior directly affect what is happening in our mind. If we don't value ourselves, we're going to look like we don't value ourselves. If we don't think highly of ourselves, we're going to look like we don't think highly of ourselves. If we don't believe women will find us valuable, we're going to naturally look and behave in a way that says, you shouldn't be attracted to me. I'm not very valuable to you or worth your time. You'd be better off with some other guy. You can't fake the transfer of your thoughts to actions, and there's no tricks to avoid or get around it. Start giving women clues and tips on how they should see you, feel about you, and treat you by treating yourself well, valuing yourself, and having a strong sense of self-worth. How do you value yourself more and start feeling that you're good enough for women? Physically take care of yourself. Work out, eat right, have good hygiene, dress well, get a good haircut, and pay attention to the details of your overall appearance. Handle emotional and mental issues. Learn to have better control over your emotions, anxiety, nervousness, shyness, etc. around women. Establish goals and work on them. Stay productive and work towards goals that will benefit you in the long run. Women prefer men who are establishing themselves and going places in life. Get a better job. Always try to outdo yourself and push yourself to do better occupationally. Have a life. Do your best to make yourself happy emotionally, socially, occupationally, and financially. If someone or something is making you feel less worthy or valuable, get rid of that person or thing. Fill your life with beneficial people and experiences. Work on this stuff regularly. Value yourself more, and you'll know you're worthy of women's attention. Quotes: "Your self-worth has nothing to do with your craft or calling, and everything to do with how you treat yourself." Chris Carr. "When you please others in hopes of being accepted, you lose your self-worth in the process." Dave Pelzer. Number 3, define your standards. Bad boys don't settle for anything less than what they want, and there are standards and preferences that have to be met in order for them to be happy and satisfied. Develop this exact mindset with women. Never accept anything below your standards or preferences, and never accept anything that truly doesn't make you happy. Anything less and you're only cheating yourself, watering down your character, and not being congruent. Men with well-defined standards and preferences are much more attractive and valuable to women than men with no real sense of standards. The guy who's willing to go home with any woman regardless of looks or personality has no standards. You may argue that he doesn't discriminate, but in reality he's probably desperate and lacking standards. Do you honestly believe women want to go home with the men who will sleep with anyone? Most women find it disgusting. On the other hand, if you have standards, know the kind of women you want, and won't settle for less, women will make an effort to fit into that mode of what you're looking for just to catch your attention. Don't limit your standards to only what type of women you like. Also define your standards on how you treat yourself, how women treat you, how you conduct yourself around women, how women conduct themselves around you, your personal appearance, how you keep your home, how you keep your vehicle, etc. The more standards you set for what makes you personally happy, relieves anxiety, or gives you peace of mind, the more it communicates to women that you're a man of standards. You know and value yourself, and you know exactly what you want and don't want for yourself, and you're not going to settle for anything less than what you deserve. Quotes. I have very high standards for every part of my life. My work, my relationships, food, and love. I just can't pretend. Olivia Wilde. You have competition every day because you set such high standards for yourself that you have to go out every day and live up to that. Michael Jordan. Number 4. Be picky. If you have standards, then being picky is the icing on the cake. The pickier you are, the more elusive, harder to please, and harder to get women will notice you. It increases your value and communicates to women that they'll have to work for your time and attention, and they love the challenge of working to get a man that they want. Why do we dream of having the hottest woman alive more than the second, third, or fourth hottest woman? Because we unconsciously know our chances of being with her are much slimmer because she can have practically any man she wants. We know she's pickier than most women and harder to get, so her overall value in our mind skyrockets. She goes from being attainable to I wish status. The less attainable she seems, the more we want her. The pickier you are, the harder to get you'll seem to her, and the more she'll want you. If you're not a really picky guy right now, it's possible you're just afraid of messing up your chances with women by being too selective. Don't think this way. Become pickier and more selective. As you learned with standards, don't only be picky with the women you meet and go out with. Be picky with the way you dress, the food you eat, the stuff you drink, the places you go, the words you use, and the little details of your everyday life. If you're not as picky, she's more likely to think you're bland, boring, uninteresting, unexciting, unoriginal, and it'll communicate you don't have much character or much of a personality. It's all the little things about yourself that tell women who you are rather than the stuff that comes out of your mouth when you're blabbing about yourself. Remember, women like a man who knows and understands himself, and the pickier she sees you are, without you going overboard with it, the more she'll be convinced that you are a man of character, you have personality, and you're worth her time. Don't take just anything that comes along. Reach higher, take bigger risks, and reap bigger rewards. Quotes. I'm really picky. Sean William Scott from American Pie, Road Trip, and The Rundown. Working with James Cameron, you're used to working very, very long days and you're very meticulous about the details. He's very, very picky about little details, little characterisms and things. Laz Alonso. Number 5. Be your own man. Have you ever heard a woman say she really wants a man who's a follower, lets everyone think for him, is unoriginal and not unique at all? Me neither. Bad boys are their own man and are oblivious to what other guys are thinking, saying, and doing. They live in their own world, do their own thing, and truly don't care at all what anyone else does or thinks. Being your own man means thinking for yourself. You have your own identity, not conforming to society, having your own style, not affected by the criticisms, judgments, and opinions of others, being comfortable in your own skin, and being happy with who you are. Being your own man doesn't mean you are completely and idiotically unaware of anything outside of yourself. That would make you look like an egotistical, ignorant, overly self-centered, and blind jackass. There's a limit when it comes to being your own man, and any guy with common sense is perfectly aware when being your own man is taken too far. Of course, you can't violate laws or do things that are considered extremely unacceptable or inhumane because you're being your own man. Being your own man also means that you let things that you don't care to hear go in one ear and out the other. You know if you're doing things right or wrong by the success or lack thereof that you're seeing in your life. You live to make yourself happy first, and you don't need the approval of anyone, especially women. You know that not one single person is liked by everyone, and even Mother Teresa had haters, so that should say a lot. If you work every single day at being your own man and pay no mind to how other men are thinking, talking, and behaving, women will definitely notice you. Quotes: "Those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind." Dr. Seuss. To enjoy good health, to bring true happiness to one's family, and to bring peace to all, one must first discipline and control one's mind. If a man can control his mind, he can find the way to enlightenment, and all wisdom and virtue will naturally come to him. Buddha. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped in dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. Steve Jobs. Number 6. Be independent. Bad boys don't get dependent and lovesick. They're independent of needing anything or anyone outside of themselves to feel happy, satisfied, or complete. They're independent of needing women in their life 24/7 or always needing to be in love or deep in a relationship with a woman to feel happy and valuable. If you want to be very successful with women, learn to become completely independent and happy when you're single and not down in the dumps wishing you had a girlfriend or a woman to love you. If you're unhappy being single and you have some issues with self-esteem, confidence, and self-worthiness, then you're dragging all of that negative stuff into your relationships with women, and it's going to cause major problems between you and her down the road. But when you're happy being single and not feeling sorry for yourself, you're bringing positive stuff into your relationships and nothing that'll work against you. Number 7, self-reliance. Bad boys are self-reliant and don't really need anyone else to get along in life. If they have a problem, they find a way to solve it. If they want something, they find a way to get it. If no one else is around to help them, they find a way to get it done instead of saying, "I can't," and giving up. If you're always in need of someone's help to function and get things done, women will ultimately see you as more of a helpless child rather than a grown-ass man who makes things happen. We're not in the 1950s anymore, and it's important to become self-reliant in all aspects of your life. Women are no longer expected or required to be the one to get your food, cook your food, wash your clothes, iron your clothes, pick up your mess, clean your house, mow your lawn, trim your nails, trim your back hair, handle the kids, change diapers, etc. Women would much rather be an improvement to your life than a necessity. When women see that you need them, they'll lose respect and attraction for you. Quote, "The consuming desire of most human beings is deliberately to plant their whole life in the hands of some other person. I would describe this method of searching for happiness as immature. Development of character consists solely in moving toward self-sufficiency." Quentin Crisp. Number 8. Wear the pants. Women dig leaders, want leaders, and dream of being with them. They also dig the guy leading his own life in the direction he wants it to go instead of being a follower. Women never point to the guy in the back and say, I want to be with that guy because he's a follower. Back before our modern society filled with electricity, computers, nice homes, cars, and everything that makes life easier, women sought out and wanted to be with men who were leaders and better able to provide food, shelter, comfort, and safety. Women are born with wiring that tells them to seek out leaders. The lead singer of the band, the quarterback, the captain, the CEO, the president, etc. have a certain sex appeal that followers don't. Women are naturally attracted to the dude in charge, even if he's ugly. That's how powerful being a leader is. You don't see bad boys following groups of guys around and trying to be one of them. Bad boys get followed, not the other way around. They think, behave, do things, and see the world in their own way. They follow their own internal guidance system that makes them natural leaders. They're born to do their own thing. Whatever direction a bad boy's life is headed, he's being pushed by something inside of him, and not by the things he sees others doing or what he sees on Facebook, TV, or hears on the radio. He thinks for himself. He does what he wants. Bad boys usually have a bigger agenda than the average man, and they know exactly where their life is headed and why. So take a close look at your life right now. Look at everything in it. Do you know where you are headed? Do you know why you are headed there? Are you headed in the right direction? Or are you simply doing what you do because you're following the person or thing that you think is cool or socially acceptable? If you are being a follower, stop and start doing your own thing. Take your life in the direction you want to and stick to it, regardless of what anyone's opinion is. Quotes. Before you are a leader, success is all about growing yourself. When you become a leader, success is all about growing others. Jack Welch. Leadership is influence. John C. Maxwell. A true leader has the confidence to stand alone, the courage to make tough decisions, and the compassion to listen to the needs of others. He does not set out to be a leader, but becomes one by the equality of his actions and the integrity of his intent. John C. Maxwell. Number 9. Dominance. Women are naturally submissive and unconsciously want a more dominant man to be submissive to. The primal part of their brains tells them that the more dominant men will produce healthier sperm and stronger and healthier offspring. Well, who do you know that's more dominant than a bad boy? No one really. Because if you think about it, all of the most dominant men in history, business, sports, film, music, etc., were and still are considered bad boys. So dominance is a major defining and highly attractive trait of bad boys. How do you become more dominant so women find you more attractive? Start by dominating yourself. Not by dominating women, not dominating other men, not dominating animals, not dominating 12-year-old kids on Call of Duty, not dominating your coworkers in fantasy football. A lot of men fake being dominant, but they have no clue of what real dominance is. Our inner child. We all have a part of our brain that is still a child, and it wants things fast and easy, is about short-term gratification, wants to be immature, irresponsible, lazy, and doesn't want to do anything that is the least bit painful, regardless of whether it's beneficial or not. It wants to stay in charge, keep you acting like a child, and making childish decisions instead of being grown up and mature about things. When you need to get out of bed, the childish part of your brain is telling you, screw that, you're comfortable, stay in bed. When you need to go to the gym and work out, the childish part of your brain is saying, screw that, let's hang out, eat junk food, watch TV all day, and be lazy because I really don't feel like going through all that pain today. When you need to go to bed earlier on time, the childish part of your brain is saying, nah, let's stay up even later, we'll be okay on 4 hours of sleep. When you want to lose control of your emotions, the childish part of your brain says, go ahead and let it all out, it feels good. Throw a temper tantrum because you're not getting your way. Dominating yourself first means getting this childish part of your brain under control. We actually don't realize just how much of our decision-making process and behavior is hijacked by this inner child unless we pay strict attention and do our best to take control back. So when you tell yourself no, you are actually telling the childish part of your brain no. When you tell yourself no, you're telling your inner child, I'm in control here, not you. I'm in the driver's seat. I'm making the decisions that are best for me and my life. You're going to stay out of my way and not mess it all up for me. With time, patience, and practice, you'll get better and better at controlling your inner child and better at allowing the inner grown-up to run the show and make the decisions. When you get your inner child under control, you are becoming more dominant over yourself. You are getting your thinking, feelings, behavior, and actions under control and no longer being submissive to your inner child or undisciplined side. So why is it so important to dominate yourself first? Because if you're submissive to your inner child and the things you know you shouldn't be doing, how submissive are you going to be to women? Women do not want submissive men because it's almost impossible to feel attraction for them. What is being submissive to women? Saying yes to every request, not knowing how to say no, being afraid to say no, letting women walk all over you, letting women use you for money, letting women talk down to you and be verbally abusive, not speaking up when she does something you don't like. When you learn how to say no to women and you don't let them mistreat you in any way, you are being dominant, the type of dominant women like. Remember, people only get away with what you let them get away with. Think about this. Why should women treat you with respect if you don't treat yourself with respect? Why should women respect your no if you don't respect a no to yourself? Why should women not use you if you use and mistreat yourself? Being dominant is not dominating women and other men. Being dominant is putting your foot down and dominating unacceptable and bullshit behavior from yourself, women, and others. When you are able to dominate your thinking, feelings, and behavior, women will naturally become more submissive to you, which is what they want. Since women are timid by nature, they just first need to be sure it is safe to be submissive to you. When they know it's safe to be submissive, they're more willing to do things with you and for you that they would never do with other or for other more submissive men. Being dominant over yourself causes you to become calmer and more in control of yourself. Instead of having childish reactions to things happening around you, you're calm and quietly planning what to do. Instead of getting overly excited or cocky when a woman likes you, you're staying calm and figuring out how to amplify the attraction without driving her away. So if you want women to feel attraction for you because you're just as dominant as the bad boys they desperately want, quit being submissive to yourself and women. Tell yourself no. Tell your inner child no. Tell women no. Conquer and become dominant over yourself, and women will naturally let you be in charge, become more submissive, and they'll respect your dominance. Quotes. I am afraid that women appreciate cruelty, downright cruelty, more than anything else. They have wonderfully primitive instincts. We have emancipated them, but they remain slaves looking for their masters all the time. Oscar Wilde. Dominance is all about knowing how to outsmart and outwit those who would seek to dominate you. Carlos Zuma. A woman is attracted to a man she feels is more powerful than her. Carlos Zuma. Alpha men have the ability to say no. Carlos Zuma. If you can't be in control of yourself and dominate yourself, others will know they have control over you and they will dominate you. Mark Summers. If you're always submissive to your inner child, you'll remain childish and submissive to women and others. Mark Summers. Number 10. Go for what you want. Bad boys fearlessly go after what they want instead of just sitting around waiting for what they want to come to them. They know life is too short and they'll never have it if they don't go out and get it. If they want to talk to a woman, they go and talk to her. If they want her phone number, they go and get it. If they want to hold her hand, they hold her hand. If they want to kiss her, they go in for the kiss. If they want to take the relationship to the next level, then they tell her what they want. Bad boys don't ask, "Is it okay?" questions. They take risks and go for whatever they have their sights set on. Become the same way. If you want to talk to her, talk to her. If you want her phone number, get it. If you want to hold her hand or touch her, do it. If you want to kiss her, go for the kiss. Carry this mindset around in all aspects of your life instead of just with women. Don't sit around waiting for the things you want to come to you. Go and get them. Women are attracted to go-getters, and the bad boys don't waste time getting the things they want and building the life they know they deserve. Go buy books and get the knowledge you want. Go experience, learn, and get the mindset you want. Go get the job and make the money you want. Go drive the car and get that house you want. Go attract the women you want. Bad boys know they can get and have whatever they have their sights set on. If they believe it, they can do it. Become stubborn. Work for what you want. Fight for what you want. Believe in yourself and you'll get what you want. Don't waste your time or your life waiting around for the things you want to magically appear in your life. It'll likely never happen if you're not willing to work for it. Go for what you want and get what you want in every aspect of your life. Quote, "If men knew all that women think, they'd be 20 times more daring." Number 11. Never need women or relationships. If you feel you need women or a relationship for any reason, you're doomed from the start. I'm not saying at all that women or being in a relationship is bad. What I am saying is that the mindset of "I'll die if I don't have a girlfriend" is bad. Weak, desperate, needy, clingy, and nice guys carry this mindset around, and it's a big reason they don't have the success with women they really want. Whatever is happening in your mind shows up in your behavior. Women smell your desperation. So instead of being needy, if you're not freaking out and okay with not having a girlfriend, women will see you as laid back, calm, cool, collect, and confident, and it'll earn you cool points with the ones you want. Bad boys never need women or relationships, and they're the ones with all the women. So, go figure. Quote, "The man who can best get along with women is the man who can best get along without them." Jason Statham. Number 12. Don't tell me shit. Bad boys don't like being told what to do, when to come and go, where to be, and when to be there. They're the animal that can't be tamed, the employee that's virtually unemployable. Women are drawn to the untamed men who march to the beat of their own drum more than the square nice guys they often meet. Nice guys like to be good little boys who always want to be rewarded for listening and following the rules. Bad boys don't care. They don't care about being recognized, rewarded, or praised because they do what they want and they'll praise and reward themselves. If you're always a good little boy who does what mommy tells him and you don't have an insubordinate side, women may think you're safe, but they won't feel a deep sexual attraction for you. Live on your own terms and do what you really want to do within reason, not what you're told to do. Quotes. "There's a rebel lying deep in my soul." Clint Eastwood. "I mean, I never liked being told what to do. Give me something to assemble. I won't look at the directions. I'll try to figure it out myself." Dave Grohl. Number 13. Bend rules. In the bad boy's mind, rules are just imaginary lines made up by men, and technically, they're not that real or important. This being said, this gives the bad boy parameters to do as he pleases. He simply isn't afraid of bending rules. Let me be clear, I'm not talking about laws like murder, theft, rape, selling drugs, and any other serious crime. I'm talking about the other semi-important stuff and rules that most people follow, but some bend. I can't get too specific here because it depends on your life and what rules you are bound to in your job, school, community, etc. The point is that bad boys believe they have more important stuff to worry about rather than following some silly law or rule that really doesn't hurt anyone if they bend it or break it. Nice guys aren't risk takers, and they believe rules are carved into stone. The people we remember the most are the ones who bent the rules and went against the grain. Quotes. We do not long remember those who followed the rules more diligently than anyone else. David Bales. Any fool can make a rule, and every fool will mind it. Henry David Thoreau. If you obey all the rules, you miss all the fun. Katharine Hepburn. You don't learn to walk by following rules. You learn by doing and by falling over. Richard Branson. Nothing is more destructive of human dignity than a rule which imposes a mute and blind obedience. Anthony Eden. Number 14. Set your own rules. So that being said, bad boys like to make their own rules. Rules keep you from getting in over your head and keep your life from becoming chaotic. And I'm not talking about rules like not chewing gum in class or no running at the pool. Bad boys and dominant men live by rules and codes of conduct like having respect for other men and not sleeping with their wives. A lot of these are called guy code. Things that guys unconsciously know aren't cool to do whether they're with women or with their buddies. These rules come from their personal experiences and things they discovered along the way they don't particularly like at all. Some bad boys have weird rules like not allowing women to spend the night and not staying the night at women's houses. Others don't tell women anything about themselves until they've gotten to know them. Some rules are just for personal reasons, and others are just plain common sense, character building, and to make you a better person. My personal list of rules that I follow. Accept full responsibility for your actions, results, and your life. Never pussy out on talking to a woman you're interested in. Don't lie to pick up women. Don't disrespect yourself. Don't be dishonest with yourself. Never accept less than the best. Never accept disrespect, lies, or mistreatment. Don't let anyone talk down to you or talk to you like you're a child or an idiot. Your friends, family, and spouses are off limits. Don't rat on your friends or even your enemies. Don't air your dirty laundry to anyone. Don't talk shit about anyone unless it's to their face. Don't talk about anyone's business if they're not around. Never share an umbrella with another guy. Ever. Don't sacrifice values to get ahead. Don't break your own rules if it isn't worth it. Quotes. He who reigns within himself and rules passions, desires, and fears is more than a king. John Milton. Learn the rules of the game and play better than anyone else. Albert Einstein. Number 15. Adventurer. A lot of bad boys are adrenaline junkies and they don't stay inside all day because they're afraid of a little danger. Women love this dangerous and adventurous side. Bad boys break rules, do what they want, and like the thrill of danger and adventure. How often are bad boys given simple cars or trucks for their roles in the movies? Not often. They're often shown going fast on motorcycles and race cars or hanging off the sides of an airplane. Bad boys think life is boring unless it's full of fun and adventure. Women like tagging along with bad boys, being risky and being dangerous with them because it's the excitement they deeply crave. I'm not saying to get a bike or to be reckless, but if you think staying inside all day playing video games is going to wow her pants off, think again. Be adventurous. Take her skydiving, hiking, paintballing, go-karting, surfing, etc. Be an adventurer. Number 16. Selfish. One of the biggest things women notice about bad boys is that they're selfish. They always put themselves first and think about others second. Bad boys are the center of their own attention. They take themselves and their lives very seriously, and whatever is happening in their mind, they're going to focus their attention on making it happen. They spend time with women when they feel like spending time with women. They call and text women back when they feel like calling and texting back. They compromise with women when they feel like compromising with women. Yes, bad boys are selfish, but it's a lot more attractive than the super nice guy who's overly giving and puts everyone's needs before his own. Become a little selfish in your own life. Give a lot to yourself before you can give a lot to others. Quotes. To be successful, you have to be selfish, or else you'll never achieve. And once you get to your highest level, then you have to be unselfish. Stay reachable, stay in touch, don't isolate. Michael Jordan. Sometimes you have to be selfish to be selfless. Edward Albert. Number 17. Emotionally controlled. Bad boys don't lose control of their emotions. They don't cry like little mama's boys over mediocre things. Bad boys are emotionally tough. They don't bitch, whine, cry, moan, complain, or wet their bed because something isn't going their way. They suck it up, deal with it, and find a way to make it better. If it's within their control, they handle it. If it's not within their control, they know that letting it affect them in any way is completely pointless. When times get tough with women, it's important to remain emotionally in control and don't get your face wet over it. Don't complain to other people just to get their pity. If you whine, bitch, or complain a lot over things that aren't within your control, work on it. Women aren't looking for weak men who whine and complain. They want men who suck it up and deal with their problems head on instead of crying about them. Part of the reasons bad boys can control their emotions so well is because they understand getting upset isn't going to make anything better. They understand that whatever they're going through is part of life and not worth getting unhappy over. When nice guys get rejected, they beat themselves up, feel sorry for themselves, feel like total losers, and believe there's something personally wrong with them that can't be fixed. Bad boys handle it much differently. They laugh it off and never let rejection bother them because they know it's not about them. It's about her. They know it's not because there's something personally wrong with them or something they did wrong. It's something that is beyond their control, and instead of crying about it, they move on and try again. Learn to adapt and overcome instead of getting upset. Quotes. The sign of an intelligent people is their ability to control their emotions by the application of reason. Maria Mans. Take control of your consistent emotions and begin to consciously and deliberately reshape your daily experience of life. Tony Robbins. Number 18. Hard to impress. If you're easy to impress, then you're easy to fool, probably not getting the respect you deserve, and probably not working hard enough in your life to impress yourself. If you're a man who's hard to impress, women will respect you more and won't waste your time when they have it. Bad boys are hard to impress. They don't care how hot she is because they've had women just as hot or hotter. How expensive her purse or clothes are because they've had women with more money. Or how thick she lays on the charm because they've had women more charming. Stop being easily impressed by women's beauty, dresses, money, charm, etc. When you become too impressed and enamored, you start kissing ass, acting needy, and doing the things she's not looking for, and you end up scaring her away. Number 19. Mysterious. As soon as a woman has you completely figured out, if you're not as amazing as she'd hoped you'd be, she'll be gone faster than you can think. Being mysterious is a tool that keeps women interested, attracted, and thinking about you. Bad boys are naturally mysterious and don't care to talk about themselves, so women are naturally infatuated with them. Nice guys have the bad habit of being anything but mysterious. They love to blab about their family, job, car, house, video game collection, and their best friend in 3rd grade on the first date. When women are constantly learning small tidbits of info that you've never told her, she's going to enjoy getting to know you a lot more than if you just tell her your complete life story. She's going to enjoy the mystery of the man she just can't quite figure out. If you have the bad habit of telling women way too much about yourself, zip it. Seriously. You don't have to answer every single question about yourself or tell her something about yourself every time she tells you something about herself. You don't have to tell her about your family, pets, friends, and hobbies or stamp collection just so she'll feel safe and trust you. All that stuff is only context, and most women truly don't give a damn about this stuff. They only ask those questions because they don't know you and don't know what else to talk about. How often do you go home thinking about the boring details of a woman's life? Never, because that's exactly what they are. Boring details. How often do you remember the funnier, fun conversations? Almost always. So instead of talking about personal stuff, talk about hilarious movies or YouTube videos that you enjoy. Talk about the stuff that makes both of you laugh and enjoy each other's company, but in the end amounts to literally nothing. At the end of the night, the both of you talked about literally nothing, and it was the most fun conversation she's ever had with a man. Quote, like, I have been into the surfer blonde frat guys, and then there's definitely a thing where I like the dark, mysterious bad boy. Ashley Tisdale. Number 20. Opinionated but silent. As the saying goes, opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one. Bad boys are very opinionated, but they don't share what's on their mind all the time, especially with women. Have you ever noticed that the person who always shares their opinion at work or on Facebook usually ends up looking or sounding like a real idiot? Bad boys understand this. They understand their opinion is meaningless unless someone is specifically asking for it. It's okay to have an opinion and even give someone a stupid look because of what you're thinking. Just don't verbally express what you think too often. The more powerful man is the one who keeps his thoughts at bay and doesn't feel the need to share what's on his mind with the world. Become that man. Number 21. A good side. A lot of women stay with bad boys that they know aren't good for them because they have seen a good side of these bad boys that they desperately want to draw out and see again. Bad boys don't constantly advertise their good side just to get approval. That's nice guy stuff. Showing too much of a good side can get really annoying to women, and they like it when men are just themselves or they have somewhat of a bad side. When interacting with women, don't try to act like the perfect angel and constantly trying to show them your good side so they'll be convinced that you're a great guy and think higher of you. Just be neutral. Just be cool. Just be a normal guy who doesn't need approval. Don't strive to prove to women you're the best guy in the whole world. It comes off as fake, planned, and devious. Just be yourself. Live your life. Don't seek approval, and she'll see and admire your good side at the times you least expect. Number 22. Don't take shit from anyone. Bad boys aren't going to let anyone talk bad about them, put up with a nasty attitude from anyone, and aren't going to let anyone be abusive in any way to them. Bad boys have defined standards on how they treat themselves, and they expect everyone around them to live up to that same standard. If someone gets out of line or doesn't know who they're talking to, they get put in their place. Become the same way. Don't let anyone talk bad about you, give you unnecessary attitude, or be abusive to you without you making them completely aware that you're not okay with the way they're talking to you and treating you. When women see they can't treat you the same way they treat other guys, they'll instantly feel more attraction for you and treat you with more respect. Number 23. Unaffected by her opinion. We worry about the opinions of others and allow those opinions to affect us more than we should. We strive to think, say, and do the right thing so we'll be seen as cool and accepted by as many people as possible. Bad boys literally don't give a shit about anyone's opinion, especially women's opinions. Women want men who don't care about the opinions of others because it's a huge turnoff for them when we're constantly worried about what she and everyone else thinks. I learned something interesting from David D'Angelo that helped me get over my fear of what people think. 25% of people will immediately like you and can't be persuaded not to like you. 25% of people will immediately like you, but can be persuaded not to like you. 25% of people won't like you at all, but can be persuaded to like you. And 25% of people won't like you and never will like you, no matter what. It's simply not possible to make 100% of the people around you happy 100% of the time. It's not within your control. You're going to meet people who are your best friend when you meet, and then your enemies in the blink of an eye. You're going to meet people who you swear are your enemies, and they become your best friends. If I don't like someone when I first meet them, I usually end up becoming good friends with them, and vice versa. You don't have as much control as you think over what others think of you. Stop caring about opinions. It doesn't matter if it's about you as a person, your attitude, hair, car, the way you walk, talk, your height, weight, clothes, etc. Pay no mind to it. If you have time to notice others' opinion of you, then you're probably not busy enough being a badass. Number 24. Other men don't compare. When you know other men don't compare to you, it doesn't mean you're being a cocky and arrogant asshole. It means you have an inner confidence that other men don't carry around inside of them. When bad boys meet a woman, they intuitively know she's never met anyone like them and probably never will. They know if things go right, it's not going to take long to get her phone number and maybe even take her home. They know she's going to admit to him that she's feeling things she doesn't feel for other men. How do bad boys know this is going to happen? Because they know and understand themselves, have a deep inner confidence, and they have more than enough experience with women. This experience has helped them figure out patterns of female behavior, and these patterns help accurately predict in their mind how their interactions with women will go. Number 25. Enjoy life. It's easy to fall into the trap of taking life too seriously or not taking it seriously enough. We all have things we're concerned about, things that bug us, areas in life that we feel we're falling behind in, things we feel we can be doing better at, and so on. It's important not to let this stuff get the best of you and to know when to turn your brain off, stop worrying, chill out, and not let anything rattle you. Bad boys have the innate ability to just tune out everything around them and relax regardless of what's happening in their life. They have the ability to simply not care in situations where most of us would be freaking out and losing our minds. It's a level of self-control that women find irresistible, and if you can learn it, it will help you tremendously with women and in many other areas of your life. When something is beyond your control, like getting rejected by a woman, for example, don't let it bounce around in your brain and keep you up at night. Don't waste time worrying about the stuff that nice guys worry about. Quotes. If you go around being afraid, you're never going to enjoy life. You have only one chance, so you've got to have fun. Lindsey Vonn. I've never really taken anything very seriously. I enjoy life because I enjoy making other people enjoy it. Tim Conway. Part 2. Treat yourself right. Number 26. Positive self-image. Something we went over lightly earlier. However you treat yourself is how women are going to treat you. Whatever is happening inside of your mind is going to manifest itself in your facial expressions, body language, and behavior. Women will know if you have a negative self-image or a positive self-image and how they should treat you based on how you treat yourself. A positive self-image motivates those around you to start feeling better about themselves and believing in themselves. A negative self-image will only drag you and those around you down. Bad boys, for the most part, view themselves in a positive light. They may not be all puppies and candy canes about stuff, but they definitely don't bash themselves either. They have a can-do attitude towards themselves and their abilities. If you want women to see you in a positive light, start seeing yourself in a more positive light. Quote, "A poor self-image is the magnifying glass that can transform a trivial mistake or an imperfection into an overwhelming symbol of personal defeat." David D. Burns. Number 27. Aware of your personal appearance. I've never said that women don't care whatsoever about appearances, and I never will. Women do look to see if you actually give a shit about taking care of yourself. Women do care if you look like you woke up in a ditch or if you actually make an effort to look presentable. Yes, having an awesome personality overrides not being the most handsome guy, but it won't help you much if you're a slob and you pay zero attention to how you look. Pay attention to your appearance and work on it. Bad boys don't just wake up and leave the house. They look in the mirror, brush their teeth, comb their hair, put on cologne, and many of them are super picky about how they dress and the condition of their clothes. Women don't run away from great-looking guys. Number 28. In shape. Bad boys also try to work out and stay in shape. If they're not built like Mr. Universe, they at least make an effort to have a real masculine build. When you ask women to describe bad boys, one of the first things they'll say is muscles or in great shape. Being in great shape is the cherry on top of being a bad boy. You can have the bad boy state of mind and do well with the ladies, or you can be in great shape and multiply your results times 10. It's a huge plus when women are physically attracted to you as much as they are mentally and emotionally attracted to you. It's hard to be a true badass if you're a weakling and aren't strong enough to lift furniture or even a woman. If you don't know what to do first to get in better shape, start by improving your eating habits and then start working on your core muscles like chest, abs, shoulders, biceps, triceps, and legs. Number 29. Personal problems in check. Don't let personal problems plague you, follow you around, and make you unhappy. The more personal problems you ignore and pay no mind to, the bigger and bigger they'll grow until it's too hard to deal with them. A 3-inch snowball can become a massive 30-foot boulder if it keeps rolling downhill and collecting snow. If you're not happy with your personal appearance, fix it. Start going to the gym, eating better, drinking more water, and taking better care of yourself. If you're not happy in your financial situation, fix it. Get a new job, educate yourself on money, start saving more money instead of wasting it, and attack your debt. It doesn't matter what your personal problem is. It won't get better until you start taking actions toward making it better. Number 30. Handle tough situations. We also all face tough situations from time to time, but those situations will never get better until you start taking action towards handling them. I had a bad relationship with my father for many years. It was a really tough situation. It was even tougher to step forward and take baby steps to handle it and make it better. But after it was all said and done, had I never handled that situation with my father, I wouldn't be the man I am today. I wouldn't have the relationship with my father that I have today. Whatever your tough situation, the longer you ignore it, the tougher it will get. The more you handle tough situations head on, the easier they will be to deal with when they come up. Number 31. Self-respect. Respecting yourself means women are more likely to respect you. It means you're more likely to get the respect you really want from those around you. Not respecting yourself means women are more likely not to respect you, and you're less likely to get the respect of those around you. Men who truly respect themselves are in high demand, becoming increasingly rare and harder for women to find. When you respect yourself, you don't allow others to disrespect you, treat you unfairly, or talk to you in a way that belittles you, and you carry yourself with class, humility, and composure. Being disrespectful to women to look like a badass won't make you look like a bad boy, but instead like an insecure jackass who lacks respect for himself, women, and others. A real badass respects himself enough to not let anyone mistreat him. Quotes. Self-respect knows no considerations. Gandhi. Self-respect is the fruit of discipline. The sense of dignity grows with the ability to say no to oneself. Abraham Joshua Heschel. Number 32. change only for you. Women fall for bad boys and eventually see a part of their behavior and personality that they would love to see change for the better. Nice guys make whatever changes she wants because they're so afraid of losing her. Bad boys change only for themselves. Changing to make a woman happy just isn't in their DNA and not what makes them happy. What makes bad boys happy is being who they are and women accepting it. If they do make changes, it's what they want and not what women, friends, coworkers, and family members want. If you're always making changes to who you are just to please women, then stop it. Become the man you're happy being, and she can either deal with it or find someone else. Simple as that. This mindset is more attractive to women than submitting and fitting into their mold. Number 33. Your needs come first. Bad boys put their needs before and above all others. And if they actually don't, they have the mindset of my needs come first. When women see that you're always willing to put their needs before your own, they're not going to think, wow, what a nice and sweet guy. Something deep inside of them is going to tell them you're not the right guy, and they should move on and look somewhere else. Have you ever met someone who always put themselves last and felt it was somehow wrong to put themselves first? Wasn't there something about it that just made your skin crawl and made you lose respect for them? Now, I'm not saying to never put women's needs before your own. There's a time when it's okay to be considerate. What I'm saying is don't put the needs of women before your own just to get approval. When you put your own needs first, women will respect you more. Number 34. Your happiness comes first. It makes logical sense that if you put her happiness before yours, she'll be happier and she'll like you more. But women don't work in a logical way. Women actually get frustrated and annoyed when nice guys are too damn nice, can't say no, and give up their whole life just to make them happy. Believe it or not, some women will deliberately keep pushing to see how far a yes man will go because they're completely baffled at how overly nice and lame they are. Sounds harsh, but it's totally true. Women have evil sides. Are you noticing a pattern of women not being attracted to men they don't respect? Good. If you put her happiness before yours, she'll lose respect for you and dump you. She doesn't want a nice guy who doesn't give a shit about himself. Quote, I live for myself and I answer to nobody. Steve McQueen, the king of cool. Number 35. Winner. We often find ourselves on the losing end of the spectrum when we're not careful or not paying attention like we should be. Bad boys hate losing. They have nightmares about losing, and they won't lose in anything if they can help it. What exactly am I talking about winning at? Everything. In life, at work, in sports, with women, etc. Whatever it is, if it's competitive, they're going to do their best to make sure they don't lose. This competitive spirit is attractive to women. It sets the winners apart from the nice guys and losers. Bad boys don't agree to and are never part of win/lose conversations. They have the what's in it for me attitude, and if there's nothing in it for them, it's not a win-win and it's not good enough for them. Develop this attitude. Become a winner in all you do. If you're going to do it, you better be the smartest, fastest, and best at it. Second place is the first loser. Quotes. Self-praise is for losers. Be a winner. Stand for something. Always have class and be humble. John Madden. You were born to win, but to be a winner, you must plan to win, prepare to win, and expect to win. Zig Ziglar. Number 36. Stand up for yourself. Bad boys don't get picked on, teased, pushed around, bullied, or harassed because they stand up for themselves and they don't take shit off of anyone. I'm not mainly talking about being picked on or bullied by other men. I'm talking about women as well. Sometimes when a nice guy likes a woman a lot, or maybe even too much, he doesn't stand up for himself or what he believes in out of fear she'll dump him or quit talking to him. So he takes it just to keep her in his life. He puts up with whatever he has to in order to keep her happy and in his life. A bad boy doesn't care. If she's mistreating him, he's going to stand up for himself. If she keeps it up, she's gone. Simple as that. Number 37. I'm important. Women will treat you like you're important if you carry around the simple mindset of I'm important. I didn't say to have the mindset of I'm the most important person in this damn building. That will just come off as pure arrogance and no one will like you. Walk into a place like you own it and people will treat you like you own it. Bad boys don't walk into a place, hide in a corner, and look for the highest status guy in the room to follow around. They walk in there like they're the guy in charge. This tells women they are the high status guy and the important guy in the room. They don't walk around literally saying, I'm important, or do you know who I am? Their body language, composure, facial expressions, and the way they ultimately carry themselves is what communicates to others, I am important. Number 38. No dead weight. Who in your life is holding you back? Who is making your life worse instead of better? Who is always taking from you and never giving? Who isn't helping you to become a better person and only dragging you down? Who is keeping you from becoming the man you know you can ultimately be? If someone is keeping you down, making your life worse, and constantly taking from you instead of giving, they are dead weight and they shouldn't be in your life. Bad boys don't keep dead weight people around. They don't keep anyone around who isn't useful to them in one way or another. If you expect to make it anywhere in life, those who are slowing you down are going to keep slowing you down unless you make the choice to get the dead weight off of your shoulders so you can move faster and move more freely towards your goals. Number 39. Women don't use you. Deep down, women don't want to use you. They don't want you to allow them to use you. They don't want you to be a man who is so naive or blinded by love that you allow women to walk all over you. And the truth is, most women won't use you or play you for a fool. But I said most. We all run across a woman now and again, and she attempts to use us as a tool or a stepping stone to get what she wants or where she wants. Men who are experienced with women, like bad boys, see this coming from a mile away. They've been there, done it, been used once or twice, and it won't happen again. When she has an evil agenda, or it even begins to look that way, let her know you're not who she thinks you are, and she's not going to use you. If she's already using you, don't be a wuss about it. Show her the door. Number 40. No self-doubt. Doubting yourself is the first step to failing. If you doubt you can attract a woman, you won't. If you doubt women will like you back, they won't. If you doubt you'll get better with women in dating, you won't. Your brain is unbelievably powerful and your thoughts shape your life and the world around you. Your thoughts shape the way your life plays out and the success you're able to have. Never underestimate the power of believing in yourself. Never underestimate your ability to get what you want in life. Self-doubt will sabotage you and keep you from succeeding every single time. Bad boys don't know what self-doubt feels like because they've believed in themselves since they were able to walk or form thought. Most men don't become badasses by doubting their badassness. Everything bad boys do is backed by a belief that they can and will make it happen. Want to drain yourself of your inner power? Keep doubting yourself and see how far that gets you in life. Even if what you're aiming for doesn't seem realistic in your mind, but you really want it more than anything, believing you can get it will make it happen. Do you know most successful people like athletes, movie stars, CEOs, etc. would never have made it to where they are at if they had a single shred of doubt that they could become the people they are? Did you know that all men who are great with women have a strong self-belief system than the other average men? I am personally convinced that believing in yourself is more powerful than money, education, skill, talent, and coming from a good background or family. Number 41. Unfazed by failure. Believing in yourself doesn't mean you're not going to fall down, embarrass yourself, or fail. It just means that when you do, you get back up faster than anyone else and keep moving. It means that you know it doesn't matter how many times you fall down that you're going to get back up and keep trying. One of the first things I learned from David D'Angelo is that the word failure is a concept made up by men, and the word failure simply isn't real. We may be able to do something a bit better next time, but we didn't fail because we are able to collect data on ourselves and use it towards improving whatever it is we're doing. So if that's the case, fail as much as you can because you'll have a damn PhD in whatever it is you're doing before long. Refreshing way to look at it, huh? In the technological world, if something fails, it just didn't complete a task or make a full cycle of what it was supposed to do. Bad boys don't believe in failure. They just believe that things don't go their way sometimes. If they approach a woman and she's not interested, in their mind, they didn't fail to approach her. She just wasn't interested. They don't beat themselves up and feel like a loser. A friend of mine would go home with the most beautiful women you've ever seen every single time he went out. One night I watched him walk up to 4 different women and walk away within a few minutes without a phone number or her. Instead of getting mad and feeling like a failure, he would just move on to the next one he was interested in. Well, what happened? He eventually hit it off with someone and it didn't take long for him to close the deal. If he carried the mindset of failure around in his mind, he probably wouldn't be able to consistently take one beautiful woman home after another. So get the concept of failure out of your mind. Erase it. And every time you think you failed at something, remember you've learned something and you didn't fail. Quotes. I can accept failure. Everyone fails at something, but I can't accept not trying. Michael Jordan. Sometimes by losing a battle, you find a new way to win the war. Donald Trump. Failures, repeated failures, are fingerposts on the road to achievement. One fails forward towards success. C.S. Lewis. Number 42. No fear. Another reason my buddy was able to approach one woman after another and never go home alone was because he got over his fear of women. He wasn't afraid of anything bad happening, and if something did, he didn't let it stop him from trying again. So many of us are filled with so much fear that it stops us from enjoying the life we really want. It stops us from getting out of our comfort zone and doing the things we really want. Bad boys are fearless. They will put themselves out there, and whatever happens from taking that risk, they'll take it like a man. Women spot your fear from a mile away and can sense if you're afraid of getting out of your comfort zone. She can sense if you're afraid of her or afraid to be comfortable around her. Bad boys aren't afraid to talk to her, get her phone number, ask her out, touch her, kiss her, or anything else. The fear simply doesn't exist. Do you know why? Because experience helps eliminate fear. Experience teaches you that most of the things you're afraid of aren't going to cause you harm like you can imagine. Some of us are afraid to talk to a beautiful woman because we imagine she's not going to like us. She'll get loud, draw attention, throw a drink in our face, and everyone will look, point, and laugh. We allow the stuff we see in the movies to paint a picture in our mind of what is and isn't real. Experience teaches us that 99% of women would never do something like this when you're just being cool and just starting a friendly conversation with her. Most of our fear isn't real. We know gravity will kill us, so we stay away from cliffs because that's a justified fear. We can die. But being afraid of women is an irrational fear. Most of the stuff we imagine happening will probably never happen. Ever. So get out there and prove your fears wrong. Prove to yourself you have nothing to be afraid of. Nice guys are full of fear, anxiety, nervous, and self-doubt when they approach or talk to women they've never met. Bad boys take their chances and really don't care about fear and any other stuff that nice guys experience. Whatever you have to do to get over your fear of women, do it. If you have to approach 10 women a night and get rejected 9 or 10 times, do it. Do you know why? Because every time you talk to a woman and make that approach that rattles you down to your soul, you're learning and overcoming that fear, self-doubt, anxiety, and nervousness a little at a time. Eventually, once you have enough experience, you'll notice that the fear and everything else will be gone, and the only thing that will remain is confidence, self-belief, and maybe a butterfly or two in your stomach. It's said that when many people get old, they sit around and wish they had overcome their fears sooner, enjoyed life more, and experienced the things that fear kept them from experiencing. Quotes: "The oldest and strongest emotion of mankind is fear, and the oldest and strongest kind of fear is fear of the unknown." H.P. Lovecraft. "Always do what you're afraid to do." Ralph Waldo Emerson. "Thinking will not overcome fear, but action will." W. Clement Stone. Part 3. The Bad Boy Coolness. Number 43. Effortlessly cool. Have you ever seen guys who try so hard to be cool that it just comes off as looking really weird and fake? Too many guys want to be cool to impress women, but they have no clue what being cool really is. Who's cooler, Matthew McConaughey or The Rock Dwayne Johnson? I don't know. They're both pretty cool guys in similar yet different ways. Being cool is the centerpiece of being a bad boy and having the bad boy mindset. Women love cool. They love being around guys who are just chill, laid back, don't get too bent out of shape over anything, and they have a way of making others feel more confident and relaxed around them. Bad boys are effortlessly cool. They don't have to try hard or pay attention to everything they say and do so they'll look cool. Cool is just the way they are. It's a way of carrying yourself, a way of feeling. So here are some tips on being cool. Be easygoing and laid back. Always be relaxed no matter what's happening inside your mind or around you. Never seek approval from anyone. You don't need everyone to like you or agree with you. Never care what people think. People's opinions of you are not going to hurt you and shouldn't affect you. Not trying to look cool. If you have to try to be cool, then you're probably doing it wrong and not getting what cool actually is. Focus on peace of mind. Have your life together, your job, finances, hobbies, and relationships, and have it together mentally, emotionally, and physically. Be cool with everyone. Don't give attitude or act like you're better. Treat everyone as an equal, not above you or below you. Be funny. Cool guys can make people laugh. If you're funny, great. If you're not, don't go out of your way to be a clown or a comedian. Don't be a downer. Negative guys kill attraction, and it's a quick way to kill her mood. Have good hygiene. You can try to be the cool guy all you want, but if you're a disgusting guy and you don't use deodorant, shower, brush your teeth, keep up with your personal appearance, and you have other disgusting habits, then you're not that cool. Confidence, but not arrogance. Arrogance is taking confidence too far and not knowing when to keep your mouth shut. Confidence is believing in yourself, talking less, listening more, and carrying yourself with respect. Learn the fine line. Be genuine, honest, and authentic. Don't be full of shit with everyone. Be direct with everyone when necessary, and don't act like someone you're not. Don't think you're smarter than others. The guy who thinks he knows it all is always the least popular of the bunch. Helping out when needed. Don't be a selfish bastard. If you have the chance to be a cool dude and offer some help, do it. It's not cool to be a dickhead who is too good for others and not aware that other people actually exist in this world. Be a positive influence. If you're not a positive influence and you're not helping others to become better, then you're not being a cool guy. Quotes. I'm not the kind of person who tries to be cool or trendy. I'm definitely an individual. Leonardo DiCaprio. Nothing gives one person so much advantage over another as to remain always cool and unruffled under all circumstances. Thomas Jefferson. Number 44. Have a life. If you still live at home with your mommy and she cooks your food, makes your bed, pays your bills, and cleans up after you, you're not a bad boy, and I don't believe you actually have a life. The only exception is if you're handicapped to the point where you can't do a lot of stuff, or you're 17 and under. Anything else, there's really no excuses. You can't be a badass while still living at home with your mom and driving her car. Bad boys have a life. They have their shit handled. And women want men with a life. They want men who have their act together and have their shit handled. If you don't feel you have a life yet, start figuring out which direction you want to move in and start moving. You don't have to know exactly where you're going in life or where you'll end up in life. Just move. Become busy pushing yourself towards your goals and ignore everything else that won't get you to where you want to be. Number 45. Be ballsy. Race car drivers, surfers, skydivers, cliff jumpers, X Games motocross bikers, motorcycle racers, whitewater rafters, wingsuit skydivers. These guys are really risky, ballsy, and nuts. But they're also badass bad boys. Every single one of them. They're not afraid to be ballsy, take risks, and put things on the line. They take risks with women, in their career, and in life. Bad boys are notorious for being ballsy risk takers, and women are known to be attracted to ballsy men, risk takers, and adrenaline junkies. They see these guys as a lot braver and a lot less boring than average guys. Don't go hanging off the side of a building while only holding on with one hand to impress some girl. That's not what I'm talking about. Don't be stupid ballsy. Be ballsy by approaching women, speaking your mind, setting big goals, making career moves, and doing the things the other guys are afraid to do and not doing. If it's worth the risk, then be a man and take it. Number 46. Know how to have fun. What's the number one thing women say when they're asked what they're looking for in a man? Fun. Women like guys who know how to have fun. Do you think they'd be crazy over bad boys if they were boring? Of course not. It's perfectly possible to have fun in almost any situation, excluding funerals, if you're the one enjoying yourself. Bad boys aren't always the serious, straight-faced, and uptight guys that the movies portray. Some like extreme sports that would scare the living shit out of a not-so-crazy guy. Some like going to the gym for fun. And others like riding around all day on their motorcycle. Spend time doing awesome things that you find fun and bring women along for the ride. Most women are tired of a boring dinner and a movie. Find something better than that. Have fun with her. Quotes. When you have confidence, you can have a lot of fun. And when you have fun, you can do amazing things. Joe Namath. People rarely succeed unless they have fun in what they're doing. Dale Carnegie. My philosophy is, if you can't have fun, there's no sense in doing it. Paul Walker. Number 47. Your own dreams, plans, and goals. What makes a lot of bad boys so badass is they are visionaries and they put in a lot of time and effort making their dreams become reality. Nothing will make you seem dull or boring more than if you don't have some dreams, goals, plans, and visions of what and who you want to become eventually. You should wake up every morning striving to be great and not just another waste of space on this earth. You should be a man who has plans to be a badass and he's working his ass off as much as he can to make his dreams come true. If your dream is to get a girlfriend, then do it. But after you get your girlfriend, move on to something even bigger because a girlfriend shouldn't be the highest point in your life you can reach as a man. One of my all-time favorite movies is called Limitless. The main character takes a pill that allows him to access 100% of his brain instead of just 10% of it, as what is commonly believed. From the second he takes it, he starts doing more with his life, finishing projects, reaching goals, organizing his life, and making big plans. After reaching his smaller goals, like finishing a book, making more money, and learning a new language, he has an epiphany and realizes that there's something much bigger that he needs to do and it's going to require a lot of work. So he starts working his ass off, and during the whole movie, he's moving toward his vision of what he wants and needs to do with his life. His girlfriend, who dumped him at the beginning of the movie, sees the new him and instantly wants to be back with him. Coincidence? I think not. Women find it irresistible when you have plans, goals, dreams, and visions of a better life, and you're working towards making all of it a reality. This is what makes them pulled to be with you and causes them to see you in a totally different light. Number 48, your own style. Don't dress a certain way because your friends do. You think women will like it or it'll make you look cooler. Dress how you want, but within societal norms if you want to keep attracting women. If you want to improve your style, read GQ, Details, Esquire, and Valet magazine for style tips, men's fashion, and grooming, and do your research so you look like you know what you're doing. Women do like well-dressed men, but your clothes don't have as big of an effect on women's attraction towards you as your behavior. You may be dressed like James Bond, but if you're dumb as hell and have terrible body language, then your clothes won't really matter, will they? Bad boys have their own style, and they're not trying to keep up with the guy who they think is cooler than them. They know the way they dress is unique to them, and their style complements their personality. They don't underdo it, and they don't overdo it. Quote, be daring, be different, be impractical, be anything that will assert integrity of purpose and imaginative vision against the play-it-safers, the creatures of the commonplace, the slaves of the ordinary. Cecil Beaton. Number 49. One-man wolf pack. Bad boys don't travel in big groups of men. You don't see them at the club standing on the wall with 25 other guys. You don't see them on guys-only trips to watch Maroon 5 perform. Bad boys are natural loners. Yes, they have friends, but they don't need friends around to do whatever it is they do. They're happier than the average person spending time alone and having time to themselves. Nice guys need wingmen to go out with them to the bar to pick up chicks. Bad boys show up to the bar, order a beer, sit by themselves, look around the room, notice a woman looking at them, and then they go and talk to the woman they're interested in. No friends required. Quotes. Yes, I guess you could say I am a loner, but I feel more lonely in a crowded room with boring people than I feel on my own. Henry Rollins. Maybe loner is too strong of a word, but I've always enjoyed being on my own. George Best. Number 50. Sexually relaxed. When women like to see if a guy is what they're looking for, they'll bring up the topic of sex out of nowhere to see if he freezes, spits out his beer, starts stuttering, or if he handles it like a champ. Bad boys never get thrown off track by the topic of sex. If a woman makes a move on a nice guy, he gets all nervous, weird, giggly, and screws it all up. If she makes a move on a bad boy, he handles it with confidence and more grace and smoothness than she imagined he would. When you're sexually relaxed and comfortable with yourself, women, and the whole idea of sex, women will be sexually relaxed with you as well. If you get weird and nervous when sex comes up, you'll make her feel weird, awkward, and nervous as well. Handle it like a champ, and she'll reward you for it. Number 51. Not a single fuck given. Stop caring about people's opinion of you or what they say when you're not around. As long as you know you're a good person, you're doing what's right, and you're staying true to your beliefs, values, and principles, then your opinion of yourself should be the only thing that matters. Too many of us get ready in the morning wondering how others are going to perceive our outfit or our new haircut. We stay up at night letting what someone said affect us to the point that we can't sleep. Things like Facebook are making it even worse because we rate ourselves how much people like us by how many likes we get in return for something we shared, said, or a new photo of ourselves. Get rid of that mode of thinking. Stop sharing stuff on Facebook just to get likes. Stop trying to out-comment other people just to get likes. Stop trying to take cool or sexy photos just to get likes and validate your self-image or self-esteem. Give that stuff up. Bad boys ignore the opinions of others, and they certainly don't spend hours on Facebook trying to prove their worth or character to people that really don't care about them. They live life on their own terms, dress how they want, act how they want, say what they want, and as long as they're doing what makes them happy, they don't give a shit what other people think, especially women. The reason we pay so much attention to what women and other people think is because we want to have the maximum probability of everyone around us liking us and thinking we're a great person. As you've already learned, it's impossible for everyone to like you, no matter how hard you try. The more effort you put into getting everyone to like you, the more it'll backfire and they won't like you at all. It's annoying to women and everyone else when it's blatantly obvious that you care way too much what other people think. Do what makes you happy and nothing else. Quotes. Life is more fun when you stop caring what other people think. Blake McCoskey. There are thousands and thousands of people out there living lives of quiet desperation who work long, hard hours at jobs they hate to enable them to buy things they don't need to impress people they don't like. Nigel Marsh. Number 52. Indifference. According to the dictionary, when you're indifferent, it means you have no particular interest or sympathy and you're unconcerned. Women love bad boys because they are indifferent about almost everything. They simply don't care. When most people are impressed, bad boys are indifferent. When most people are scared, bad boys are indifferent. When most people are mad, bad boys are indifferent. When most people are excited, bad boys are indifferent. Become indifferent in your personal life and everything that happens. Indifference communicates you're relaxed and you simply don't care. Quit getting overly excited, worried, scared, mad, impressed, or anything else. Just be indifferent about whatever it is and women will find it extremely attractive. Quotes. The difference that makes the difference is indifference. Brent Smith. Many a secret that cannot be pried out by curiosity can be drawn out by indifference. Sidney J. Harris. Part 4. Understand attraction like a bad boy. Number 53. Learn attraction. A bad boy understands attraction like the back of his hand, even if he can't explain it. He understands what actually works with women and what doesn't. He understands whipping out money and trying to impress her by bragging isn't going to really impress her. He understands that simply telling her he likes her isn't going to make her like him back. He understands that buying her gifts and flowers isn't going to make her want to date him. He understands that buying a woman drink after drink isn't going to make her feel attraction for him. David D'Angelo teaches attraction isn't a choice. Women can't make themselves feel attraction for you, and you yourself can't make women feel attraction for you. Attraction isn't something that is forced. It's something like a seed that you plant inside of her, no pun intended, and you grow that seed through displaying attractive behaviors and traits. When you plant that little seed of attraction inside of her and it begins to grow, the better you are at attraction and the more you understand it, the more you will water that seed and the faster it will grow until every part of her mind and body is attracted to you and there's nothing she can do about it. That's right. There's nothing she can do about it. She can't make herself stop feeling attraction for you. And even her family, friends, and coworkers can't talk her out of feeling attraction for you. Once that seed is planted and it begins growing, only you can control how much attraction she feels for you from that point on. The more you water it, the more it'll grow. But once you think you have her forever and you stop watering the seed, it will die and she will unconsciously and unwillingly stop feeling attraction for you. These attractive traits you're learning are your water, and you water that attraction seed by making these traits part of your natural and unconscious behavior. Number 54. Learn to be fun and exciting. Things that make you boring to women are asking for permission, being predictable, staying in your bubble, and being too much of a wussy boy. Never trying new things, being too nice, too friendly, and too gentle, whining, bitching, and complaining, playing too many video games or watching too much TV, trying to be her hero, having no goals, no projects, no visions, no aspirations, and being afraid of sex. Women hate boring guys. When you're boring, you might as well take a switch cover, install it over her attraction switch, and then put a padlock on it, because you'll never flip it on by being a boring guy. Learn what women find boring, and learn what makes women see you as fun and exciting. You'll have 10 times more luck being the fun guy than the boring guy. Things that make you fun and exciting are going for it, being ballsy and taking chances, being unpredictable, getting out of your comfort zone and being adventurous, always up to try new things, being rough, honest, and not overly nice, being a man and not complaining, getting outside the house and having a life, being a good friend and letting her handle her own problems, having goals, aspirations, visions, projects, and always outdoing yourself by doing bigger and better things with yourself and your life, being comfortable with sex. If women find you fun and exciting, you're golden. If you have to, ask women what they find fun and exciting and take mental notes. They'll tell you almost anything to help you out if you're willing to ask. But sometimes, they'll tell you fairy tale stuff that's not in touch with reality or how their brains actually work, so you have to use your brain with the answers you get. Be careful about everything you listen to. If it sounds way too good to be true, it might be. Number 55, learn attractive body language. Your body language can totally screw up anything coming out of your mouth. You can be talking about how awesome you are, and your body language can be telling her that you're lame, afraid, and boring. When your behavior, personality, words, and body language line up or are in sync, she will get the message loud and clear and feel instant attraction for you. I honestly believe attraction is 10% verbal and 90% nonverbal. It doesn't matter what you're telling her. Your body language will tell her exactly what she needs to know. You can be deaf and mute, but if you have the body language down and you're doing it right, women will feel insane amounts of attraction for you. As we've learned already, whatever is happening in your mind will manifest itself in your behavior, body, and even in your eyes. Attractive bad boy body language. Take up space when you're sitting, with your legs and your arms. Don't sit all closed up and looking scared. Lean back a little. This shows you're confident and relaxed. Stand up straight with good posture. Don't slouch or look lazy. Look how Daniel Craig stands, the guy who plays 007, or James Bond. Don't cross your arms when talking to her. It'll make you look nervous, intimidated, or afraid of her. Don't tilt your head backwards or down. Backwards, it makes you look cocky and stuck up, and down makes you look shy and inferior. Look straight at her. Stand with your feet a little wider apart than normal, so you look more confident and powerful. Plant your feet into the ground. Make sure your feet are solid on the ground. Keep your hands out of your pockets. It's natural to put our hands in our pockets when we get nervous and we're not completely relaxed. Be still. The more you fidget, the less calm, cool, and collected you'll appear. Be comfortable. Don't touch your face or play with your hands. Don't look down if you get nervous. Make strong eye contact. It shows that you're confident, not afraid of her, and she's not out of your league. Walk as if you don't give a damn. Don't make fast movements. Moving slower makes you appear calm, cool, collected, and confident. This includes hand gestures, looking the other way, walking, and even talking. Do it slowly and calmly. Number 56. The bad boy look. Bad boys have a look, and I don't mean a certain way of dressing. They walk around with a look on their face that just communicates they're a bad boy. They have all of their body language traits you just learned about, and even their voice tone and how slow they talk tells you they're a bad boy. They have a seriousness to them that lets you know they're not here to play games or put up with any silly stuff. Bad boys do not look like they are too nice. Bad boys do not look like they're scared of women. They don't look like someone's going to walk up, mess with them, and get away with it. They don't look like they seek approval from women or that they care what people think. Number 57. ACE attraction tests. Women unconsciously will test you and poke at you to see if you're the man worthy of being next level material, such as a boyfriend. She wants to see if you can remain cool and in control of yourself, or if you're going to lose your mind and get bent out of shape over something little. If you fail her attraction test, she'll lose attraction and know you're not for her. If you pass, it'll increase and even multiply the attraction she's feeling. Women will test you by teasing you, bringing up sex unexpectedly, talking about other men to see how you react, acting bitchy or bratty to see what you'll do, seeing how much they can use you, telling you no to see what you'll do, disappearing without notice for a day or two to see if you freak out or not. When you encounter these attraction tests, the most important thing you can do is remain calm and cool. Don't get upset, emotional, or angry, because that'll prove to her that she can do better and find someone else. Bad boys practically laugh at attraction tests, and you should too. Not taking it seriously communicates you're calm, cool, collected, and you're not going to get bent out of shape over her behavior. So, if she's teasing you, laugh and tease her back. If she brings up sex, freely talk about it. If she talks about other men, don't let it affect you. Just be a good listener and don't get jealous. If she acts bitchy or bratty, laugh at her and tell her you'll wait until she's done with her temper tantrum. If she sees how much she can use you, let her know she's not going to take advantage of you. If she tells you no about something, be totally unaffected and indifferent to it. If she vanishes and doesn't call or text for a few days, just be cool, patient, and unaffected. Number 58. Nice guys miss the hints. Women give you hints and clues when they're attracted to you, and if you're not experienced with women, you'll miss these hints and she'll start losing that attraction that she feels for you. Bad boys see the hints from a mile away, and they know when women are attracted to them, even when women aren't showing it very much. They pick up on the small hints and clues that nice guys overlook and miss. So here are some hints and clues that she likes you. She perks up when you come around. She likes talking to you and smiles a lot. She has open body language. She doesn't fold her arms or turn her body away from you. She touches you. She tries convincing you that she's a catch. She compliments you a lot. She asks you personal questions, and she talks to you affectionately. Number 59. Leave her wanting more. Nice guys don't know when to call it quits. They like to drain the life out of every conversation, date, and phone call. Bad boys know that if they let anything go for too long, there's a chance that things might get boring and the attraction will fade. That's why you should always end the conversation, date, or call first. Don't have the "I don't want this to end" mindset. Cut it off and pick up on it at a later time. Why? Because when you end the conversation, date, or call first, preferably on a very high note, that's what she's going to remember when she thinks about your last encounter, and she's going to want more. If you end it when it gets boring, the last thing she'll remember is that you were boring or just okay. Number 60. Stay on her mind. Ending things first and on a positive note keeps you on her mind. Bad boys understand this 100%. They know she's going to be thinking about them, wondering about them, and wanting to see them again. Bad boys know how to build anticipation, and when you build anticipation, you multiply the attraction she's feeling for you, and she won't be able to wait to see you again. You will literally be on her mind until the next time you see her. That's if you don't call or text like crazy and mess it up. You have to give her time and space away from you because absence makes the heart grow fonder. So, end the conversation first. End it on a positive note when she's having fun. Don't call or text too much. And see her again and repeat the process. Most of us like to ride through the fun until things get a little boring, but that's the problem. What goes up must also come down. Women tend to remember the end of the date the most. not the beginning or the middle. If she's having a great time and you end the date or the call when she's having the most fun with you, then that's what she'll think about and remember the most, you being fun. If things get boring, she's more likely to end a date first because she's getting bored, and that's what she's likely to remember, being bored. Bad boys like to end things first and just get up and leave at the least expected times, which leaves women wanting more. End things when they're fun, and women will always anticipate seeing you again because you're fun, unpredictable, and you don't overdo the date. No matter what it is, a phone call, texting conversation, a date, end it on a high note. Don't let your emotions get the best of you and cause you to sabotage a good thing. Part 5. Number 61. Killer confidence. I've read there's no such thing as confidence. There's only confident behavior that results from confident thinking. Bad boys are confident because they are full of confident thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors. They're not just confident. Confidence is communicated through your body language, eye contact, words, and your actions. The bad boy look and body language displays more confidence than you can imagine and tells women more than you can express in words. In order to look confident, you must first believe you're confident. You have to feel confident on the inside before it ever manifests itself on the outside. Also, believing in your abilities and your ability to reach your goals, furnish projects, and see your dreams come to be a reality would do more to boost your confidence than getting your teeth whitened, getting an awesome haircut, a Ferrari, a yacht, or even being rich. Those things do help with confidence a little bit, but they don't fill any voids within your mind that are filled with self-doubt instead of confidence. When you're lacking confidence in areas of your life and your mind, it will show up in your behavior, your reactions, and responses to women and the world around you. The only way to fill those voids are through experience and education. Not only should you educate yourself and learn as much as you can in the areas you're lacking, but also get out there and get experience in that area. If you're lacking confidence in approaching women, learn from the masters of approaching women, and then get out there and practice what you learn. The more you learn, the more confident you'll become. Never be afraid to get outside your comfort zone, embarrass yourself, and mess up because the lessons you'll learn from these mistakes will give you lasting confidence. Quotes. All you need in this life is ignorance and confidence, and then success is sure. Mark Twain. Inaction breeds doubt and fear. Action breeds confidence and courage. If you want to conquer that fear, do not sit at home and think about it. Go out and get busy. Dale Carnegie. Number 62. Keep it to yourself. Nice guys like to share their feelings and always need to vent to someone about something. If something happens, they have the need to share every detail about it, what they think it means, what they're going to do, and they want to know what the other person thinks about it. Bad boys usually never say exactly what's on their mind, what's bothering them, or what they're planning. They keep that stuff tucked away. They'll say as much as they have to without saying too much. Well, why do they do this? It's just the way they naturally think and operate. They don't see why what's happening in their mind is anyone's business. And women don't have to worry about a bad boy unloading his brain onto them because he barely says enough as it is, and women see this as challenging and mysterious, something they love. So, learn to start keeping your thoughts, feelings, and emotions to yourself, and only say as much as you have to, and women will see you as more attractive. Number 63. Humble cocky. There's a fine line when it comes to cockiness. A peacock's feathers can attract a mate, but it can also get them killed if they're not careful. When you're cocky, you're showing your confidence in your feathers. But if you're not careful when you're being cocky, you can kill the attraction faster than if you were to be just a little shy. Bad boys are cocky, but they seem to know when to dial it up and when to tone it down. Being too cocky can make you look insecure and like you're overstating your confidence to cover up a void in your personality. So if you're going to be cocky, be humble about it. Well, how can you be cocky and humble at the same time? It's okay to look cocky, but don't act like it when you open your mouth. It's extremely attractive to women when you look a little stuck up, but you're a really humble and down-to-earth guy after they start talking to you. There's something about it that they find sexy. Number 64. Humble superiority. Bad boys also have a way of carrying themselves that communicates superiority. While there's nothing wrong with this, acting too superior can make you seem like you have self-esteem issues and you're trying to cover them up. If your body language communicates that you're superior and not inferior, then you want to be a humble person when you talk to others. Your superior body language will show that you're confident, a leader, and not afraid, and your personality will show that you don't think you're better than others and you're actually a pretty cool dude. Women want you to carry yourself and even don't mind if you're a little cocky, but they don't want you to act too superior or better than others. That's when they start having second thoughts about you. So, if you believe you're superior, at least be humble about it. Number 65. No insecurities. Do whatever you can to rid yourself of your insecurities so they don't surface in the middle of an interaction with the woman you like and ruin everything for you. If you're insecure about your height or weight or anything else that you think women really care about, you're just going to have to get over it. Most of our insecurities are based on irrational thoughts that really don't matter to women. We think women won't like us because we're short, but tons of women date shorter guys because these guys have awesome personalities. We think women won't like us because we're not in great shape, and the same idea still applies. Personality overrides anything you think you might have wrong with you. Make the best of what you have and keep a positive mindset because women overlook all of our quirks and not so perfect features when we're confident and happy. Quotes. Any fool knows that bravado is always a cover-up for insecurity. That's the truth. Bobby Darin. The psychic task which a person can and must set for himself is not to feel secure, but to be able to tolerate insecurity. Erich Fromm. Number 66. Talk less. We often make the mistake of trying to communicate confidence by talking a lot and telling women how confident, amazing, and awesome we are. But a lot of the time, our silence can communicate more than words ever can. When you keep your mouth shut in certain situations, it will say more about you than if you think of the cleverest thing to say, and sometimes the best response is no response whatsoever. Bad boys understand there is power in their silence. In fact, bad boys are experts at not saying anything. When you do most of the talking and don't let her get anything in, instead of her feeling lucky that she's with an awesome guy like you, she's going to think, when is this dude going to shut up? Conversations should be balanced, 50-50, and when you do most of the listening and you don't talk as much, she'll feel special and important even though she's doing the work. Women love when you just listen. Talking less communicates power. The men who talk the most know the least, and those who talk the least know the most. Quotes. If you are the greatest, why would you go around talking about it? Joe Rogan. The focus should not be on talking. Talk is cheap. It must be on action. Howard Berman. It is greed to do all the talking, but not want to listen at all. Democritus. Talking much about oneself can be a means to conceal oneself. Friedrich Nietzsche. As great minds have the faculty of saying a great deal in a few words, so lesser minds have a talent of talking much and saying nothing. Francois Rochefoucauld. Number 67. High status. High status doesn't mean that you're rich or better than others. It doesn't mean that you have more expensive clothes, a better car, or a bigger house. It doesn't mean that you act superior to others. When you're high status, you give off silent social cues that tell women and other men that you're a high status guy. So here's a few ways to communicate high status. Take up space, be relaxed and still, have great body language, control your emotions, be indifferent, be well dressed, be respectful, speak confidently and calmly, be unafraid, be mature, be intelligent, don't be too impressed or seek approval, don't brag or be too personal. Here's how low status men communicate. Afraid to take up space or get in anyone's way. Fidgety, nervousness, awkward, and can't be still. Poor body language such as slouching, leaning in, and poor eye contact. Not in control of emotions and getting bent out of shape quickly. Reacting to everything around them instead of chilling out and not caring. Poorly dressed, showing no sense of self-worth or style. Disrespectful and lacking manners. Speaking nervously, too fast, and too much. Afraid of their environment and women. Acting immature and childish. Not thinking before talking and acting, and making unintelligent decisions. Easily impressed, gullible, and seeking approval. Bragging, being too personal, and trying to get others to like them. High status starts in your mind. When you carry yourself according to your beliefs, it communicates you have self-respect, you're self-aware, and you're a man of value, principles, and your high status. Number 68. Smart, witty, and intelligent. The tale that women love dumb guys if they're super good looking really isn't that true. We're all dumb to a certain point, given that dumb means we're lacking in knowledge and experience in certain areas. But what I mean by dumb guys is the guys who have no experience, know nothing about life, people, and how they work, absolutely don't care to learn more to expand their mind, and they are perfectly fine with their high level of ignorance and lack of knowledge in many areas. Women might want to sleep with a dumb guy, but he won't ever be boyfriend material, and he won't keep her around for very long. If you want to attract women who are smart, intelligent, and beautiful, you have to work on yourself. Educate yourself and get an education on everything you're interested in and want to know. Back in the old days, to educate yourself and learn more in any given area, you either had to know someone who was wicked smart and willing to share, or you had to be fortunate enough to attend a school that provided a good education. But now, with the invention of the internet, you can access knowledge and wisdom within seconds. Spending an hour a day reading and learning from very smart people will transform the way your brain works, how you see the world, and how everyone perceives you. Also, you can seek and hang out with smart people who are doing what you want to do and who are at where you want to be. Since you're a product of your environment, your brain naturally soaks up wisdom when you're around it, but unfortunately soaks up ignorance as well, so be careful who you're around. You can also show women you're smart and intelligent by thinking before you say or do anything. Don't just do or say the first thing that comes to mind. That communicates ignorance. Intelligence is sexy to women, and it'll never change. Quotes. I know I am intelligent because I know that I know nothing. Socrates. A man must be big enough to admit his mistakes, smart enough to profit from them, and strong enough to correct them. John C. Maxwell. A smart man makes a mistake, learns from it, and never makes that mistake again. But a wise man finds a smart man and learns from him how to avoid the mistake altogether. Roy H. Williams. Number 69. Unaffected by no. The word no has a lot of power over the weak-minded and those who are desperate for approval from women. Become unaffected by no. When a woman says no, don't get butthurt and cry about it and tell her how unfair she's being. Show her you're a real man by shrugging your shoulders and saying, okay, in a non-caring manner. Women are quick to change their mind when they realize that no has absolutely no power over you. You simply don't care and you're indifferent to it. How you respond to no communicates what kind of person you are deep down without you having to open your mouth and tell her what kind of person you are. It communicates if you're impatient, immature, and out of control of your emotions, or if you have your act together and you can handle it maturely and with grace. The better you handle it, the more attraction she'll feel. Number 70. Your own reality. Reality is the same for each and every one of us. We all need food and water to survive, money to buy resources, a sperm and an egg to reproduce, etc. We are all bound by the same rules of life and survival, so that definition of reality is a set thing and we cannot change that. But you can change your perspective of reality. Life can be great or horrible based on how we see it and our perspective of the information that we're taking in from all around us. Our mindset is our filter for the information we're taking in, and when it runs through our filter in our mind, that experience or incoming information can be perceived as positive or negative, fun or boring, happy or sad, a disaster or a success. Bad boys create their own reality by filtering everything they see, hear, and experience, and they choose how they're going to react and respond to that incoming information. While nice guys see rejection as women not liking them, bad boys see rejection as an opportunity to learn how to approach women better. Your reality of your dating life with women is based on your filter and your perspective. If every failure is an opportunity to learn how to get better with women, then you're going to have more success and understand more about women than nice guys who view failure as a permanent flaw in themselves that can't be fixed. For a long time, I was upset that I had to move hundreds of miles away from home and my family to take a job that I absolutely needed. At first, I was negative, complained, and whined about how far away I was, how much money it took to go home and visit, and how I didn't know anyone. That was my perspective of my reality. But over time, I changed my mindset and my reality. Instead of focusing on the negative, I focused on the positive. I now made more money than I could have made at home, and I now had more options. I had more fishing spots now than I can imagine. I made new friends who taught me new things, and I got to experience awesome things that I never would have been able to had I not made the move. If you change your mindset, you change your reality. Quote, "Since we cannot change reality, let us change the eyes which see reality." Nikos Kazantzakis. Number 71. Don't compare. When our perspective and mindset of reality is stuck and we honestly believe we are just going to remain the same guy forever, we start looking at other men and comparing ourselves to see where they're better than us and how we'll never be as lucky as them. Maybe they're born with better genetics, they come from a family that doesn't struggle with money, they're better at sports, have a better job, their voice is deeper, or they even have a better name. Just because we're different doesn't necessarily make them better. If you're not happy with the man you are, instead of comparing yourself to other men who you think are better, start working on yourself. Buy better clothes, work out, eat better, and educate yourself to get better with women. Focus on constant self-improvement and strive to become better every day until you're the man you dream of being. You're not stuck being the same guy. It's possible to become the man you want women to see. Number 72. Don't reward ass kissing. Bad boys don't like having their ass kissed by women or anyone else. The first time a woman starts kissing his ass, he'll say something along the lines of, "Hey, cut the bullshit. Let's not play games with each other here. I don't like that." This mindset cuts through everything she's used to nice guys doing and punches her attraction button so hard she automatically feels attraction for him. It's not being rude or disrespectful. It's saying, "Don't treat me like I'm an idiot. I'm a smart man who's been there, done that, went back for more, and I know exactly what you're doing or up to." This encourages women to be more upfront, direct, and honest about their intentions, and it communicates you're a hard-to-impress guy and not as easy as she believes you are. This multiplies attraction. Number 73. Women aren't a priority. Nice guys have a habit of making women or the idea of getting women the number one priority in their mind 24 hours a day. The more they fail with women, the bigger of an obsession it becomes. Realistically, the guys and bad boys who consistently get all the women don't make women a big deal in their mind in the first place. Yes, they love women and enjoy having them around, but they don't make getting women the main subject of their focus. This allows them to be relaxed and cool when they are around women. Do not base your happiness and sense of value on how many women you can get. You'll never be truly happy if your life revolves around just this one facet of life. Pickup artists, for example, spend countless hours at bars and clubs hitting on one woman after another, and it rarely makes them truly happy because most of them aren't in it to find a real connection, but rather just use women for sex. After meeting tons of women and not establishing any real connections or friendships, many pickup artists wind up depressed and suicidal. Just read The Game by Neil Strauss. If picking up women is everything and there's nothing deeper within them that they can bring to the table, then that kind of makes them feel like a loser in the end. At least that's what I've seen and learned from experience. Spending too much time obsessing over and focusing on something causes you to pay wanting it tax, because you drive away the thing you want by wanting it too badly. Making women the most important thing in your life manifests itself in your voice tone, body language, and behavior. It causes you to exhibit a neediness and clinginess that bad boys don't naturally have. When you just don't care as much, women find it more attractive. James Bond, for example, gets beautiful women all the time. But do you hear him talking about it and obsessing over getting the next woman? Of course not. He's focused on his mission, following leads, bringing down the bad guy, and stopping the world from being destroyed. Women aren't his highest priority. Number 74. Be still. Nice guys are full of anxiety, nervousness, and they're so timid around women that they just can't be still. When you're still and you don't move much, it communicates to women that you're totally relaxed, comfortable in your own skin, and you're not really worried about impressing anyone. It's also intimidating, and women like intimidating men. Moving too much causes everyone around you to feel the same anxiety and nervousness that you're feeling. The energy you put out is contagious. When you're calm, relaxed, cool, confident, and composed, women feel the same way, and that's how they actually want to feel around you. They have a hard enough time already relaxing around guys because they're so used to things getting weird and disappointing. Show her you're the guy she's been looking for by being calm, relaxed, and still. Sit and stand still. Don't move your arms too much. Don't twitch your face or anything weird. Just be cool. Number 75. Strong eye contact. When you're afraid to look women in their eyes, they know something is up or off about you. Once again, everything that is happening in your mind is manifesting itself on the outside, including your ability to look women deeply in their eyes. Eyes are the windows to the soul, and you can learn a lot about someone just by looking at them in their eyes. Women are used to men not being able to hold eye contact for very long and wimping out. But when you show up and look her in her eyes with no fear, hesitation, or anxiety, she's going to know you're different. She's going to know you're a man who's confident, unafraid, and experienced with women. This sparks immediate attraction, and she's going to instantly separate you from the nice guy herd and categorize you as a man who she's interested in and wants to get to know better. It doesn't matter what you say. She can see everything she needs to know by looking in your eyes and by your eye contact with her. Quotes. Flirting all starts with eye contact. You can tell a girl is into you if she's across the room and still making eye contact with you. Chandler Parsons. I have a big thing with eye contact because I think as soon as you make eye contact with somebody, you see them and they become valued and worthy. Mary Lambert. Number 76. Not scared of sex. Most women know they can shut a man down instantly by bringing up sex. It's one of their attraction tests to see what a man's made of and if he can walk the walk as well as he can talk the talk. Even if you have your beliefs about sex, like waiting until you're married, there's no reason to be afraid of the topic. The way you respond to the topic of sex or even the activity itself will tell her if you're worth her time and just how good you might or might not be in bed. Here's a shocker. Women think about sex a lot. Maybe not as much as men, but not as little as most men believe they do. Women have the same reproductive drive as men, and it's hard to believe that some women enjoy just casual sex as much as men do. Here's a tip. If you don't make sex a huge deal in your mind, you'll be more relaxed about it. If you become weird and afraid when she brings up sex, then you're severely diminishing the chance that she'll feel attraction for you, and she might even think you're a wuss. Number 77. Get physical. Never be afraid to get physical with women, even if it's just putting your hands on her shoulders and scooting her over. Women want men who aren't afraid to be dominant and take control physically, emotionally, and mentally. Don't be afraid to grab her hand and pull her through a crowd and then keep holding it after you've gotten to where you want to be. Don't be afraid to pull her in and hug her or even kiss her if that's what you feel like doing. Don't be afraid to put your hand on her leg or her back if you're sitting down or walking. I do stuff like this all the time, and women pretty much never pull away or say it's too soon. Studies show that touching builds attraction faster than talking, showing attractive body language, buying gifts, making her laugh, etc. Touching is the cherry on top with attraction, so don't be afraid to do it. Quote, "The real lover is the man who can thrill you just by touching your head or smiling into your eyes, or just by staring into space." Marilyn Monroe. Number 78. Don't be a pansy. Bad boys don't act like wussy boys, pussies, sissies, or pansies when it comes to anything in their life. They step up to the plate and they be a man about whatever it is they're facing, and they don't spend their time hiding in a corner afraid of women, what they think, or getting rejected. They look fear in the eye and do whatever they need to in that moment to get where they want to be. A pansy is afraid of women and afraid of something bad happening around women. It's basically the same thing as being a nice guy. Is it possible for women to think you're a pansy? Absolutely. But women are actually more brutal about it than other men because the deep level of disgust women feel around guys who are pansies or too nice drives them to be upset and severely disappointed. So do yourself a favor, and when you need to be brave instead of scared, just tell yourself, don't be a pansy. Number 79. Rebel. Something about refusing to bow down to authority and fighting the system instead of doing whatever the hell you want without giving it second thought is highly attractive to women. Being a rebel, marching to the beat of your own drum, and going against the grain gives women thrill, excitement, danger, and a break from the monotony of predictable and boring nice guys. Part of being bad is just wanting to think, feel, talk, behave however the hell you want, and you can care less what anyone else around thinks. When you're a rebel, you're unpredictable, entertaining, and women love watching the drama unfold before their eyes. They love when you're true to your feelings, beliefs, and drives, and you don't sacrifice your values to fit in with the rest of society. They love it when you don't care about being accepted. This gives them a feeling of togetherness and power with you, like it's just you and her against the world, and there's nothing more exciting to her than being with the man who brings out her bad side. Quotes. In general, I'm not much into etiquette and am a rule breaker and rebel by nature. Chip Conley. What is a rebel? A man who says no, but whose refusal does not imply renunciation. Albert Camus. I don't worry, I don't doubt, I'm daring, I'm a rebel. Mr. T. Number 80. On your own time. Bad boys don't do what they're told when they're told. If they don't feel like doing something, they do it when they're damn well ready. When people tell you to jump, just stare at them and let them know you'll jump when you feel like it. Don't let anyone have control over you in any kind of way. If your job depends on it, then that's a different story and you should always complete your task. If something has to be done outside of work, do it when you're feeling like it. And I don't mean paying bills and stuff like that. Don't ever feel that you have to stop what you're doing to make someone else happy. You're not committing a crime by doing so, and even though it may piss someone off, they'll have more respect for you if they know they can't treat you like a puppet or a dog. Doing things on your own time communicates you are your own man and you don't need anyone's approval to make you happy. Number 81. Always calm and cool. Another thing women love about bad boys is they never get bent out of shape unless it's worth it. If you're always throwing temper tantrums and losing your cool over things that don't matter, then you need to work on it. A trick to remaining calm and cool that I learned is if something is beyond your control and you can't have any effect on it no matter how you react, then it's not worth getting upset over. Getting upset over the things you don't control shows a lack of emotional intelligence and it'll cause women to lose attraction for you. Even if it is within your control and it's stressful, keep your cool. When everyone is freaking out and losing their minds, you are the one who is becoming calmer, cooler, and figuring out what to do. That's the man women crave. Women love being around the dude who is always calm, cool, and relaxed. The dude who is in complete control of himself seems safer and appealing to women than the guy who loses his mind over the smallest things. Bad boys don't sweat the small stuff. They don't let little things get under their skin and cause them to lose control of their emotions. No matter how bad or stressful the situation, the bad boy stays calm, relaxed, cool, and clear-headed about whatever is happening around him. Staying calm and cool no matter what communicates to her that you're strong, experienced, and unafraid of whatever may happen next. It communicates to her that if she finds herself in a crazy situation with you, that you'll be cool enough to keep her safe and make the decision that's best for both of you. So work on becoming more patient, calm, collected, composed, and cool no matter what, and women will feel a lot more attraction for you than the guys who aren't. Quotes. You have to slow your heart rate. Stay calm. You have to shoot in between your heartbeats. Chris Kyle, SEAL Team 3 Sniper. Never be in a hurry. Do everything quietly and in a calm spirit. Do not lose your inner peace for anything whatsoever, even if your whole world seems upset. St. Francis de Sales. My father taught me in boxing that particularly when you get hit in the face for the first time, you're going to panic. That instead of panicking, just accept it. Stay calm. And anytime anybody hits you, they always leave themselves open to be hit. Rudy Giuliani. Number 82. Hard to get. To women, easy is boring and unattractive. Bad boys don't show up at a woman's doorstep with chocolates, a big bouquet of flowers, and trying to impress her parents or shake her daddy's hand. They're not that way. Besides having more options that make them harder to get than your average nice guy, they're not obsessed with being in love or even in a relationship. They have a lot going on in their life and they're having fun with or without women by their side. Plus, bad boys only take the best of the best. If he knows he can do better, it's on to the next one. If you're too easy, women are probably feeling more attraction for some other guy than they are you. So here are some things that make women think you're easy. Texting 24/7 to show her you're still interested. Saying yes to every request from a woman. Running to the phone every time she texts and calls. Trying to prove to her how much nicer you are than other guys. Giving women your constant approval. Being needy and clingy. Telling women your life story. Doing everything on her terms. Caring what she thinks of you or says to her friends. The less you do this stuff, the more you communicate that you're not easy and you're harder to get than she thinks. Women like the challenge and enjoy working for it. In their minds, a hard-to-get guy makes things more interesting, fun, motivating, and breaks the monotony of always meeting nice guys who make themselves way too easy. So here are some things that make you hard to get. Not always being available, exploring your options, telling women no, not kissing ass or seeking approval, being mysterious, doing things on your own terms, indifferent to her beauty and charm, not worried about losing her attention, and not caring at all what she thinks. Number 83. React versus respond. I've noticed that one of the biggest problems we have around women is we react instead of respond. In my opinion, when we react to something, we're behaving based on natural tendencies and instincts. When we respond, we're actually taking a second to stop and think about what we're going to say and do, or even feel in response to what has just happened. A lot of bad boys naturally respond to women in situations instead of reacting because they know reacting can mess things up. Instead, they know it's better to pause and stop and think about what to say or do next so they don't make the situation bad or even worse. Many of us are in reactive mode 24 hours a day, and it causes us to be full of anxiety, uptight, and unable to just relax. So next time you're around a woman you like, when something comes up that catches you off guard, instead of reacting, stop and think about how you're going to respond. Quotes: "How people treat you is their karma. How you react is yours." Wayne Dyer. "Life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% of how you react to it." Charles R. Swindoll. "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Epictetus. Part 6. Show her your bad boy side. Number 84. Unusually honest. Nice guys are usually too chicken shit to be unusually honest when they need to be, and women truly appreciate the pure and untamed honesty of a bad boy. If he wants her, he makes it obvious. If she's been on his mind, he'll tell her. If he wants to see her, he doesn't engineer a sneaky plan to make it happen. If he doesn't like something, he lets her know. If he's not in the mood, he doesn't hide it just to make her happy. Bad boys are brutally honest in their intentions as well, because when they want to take things to the next level with the woman, they have no problem leading the way. There's no reason to lie to women about anything, and even if the truth pisses her off, she'll appreciate you for not bullshitting her just to get her approval. Become more honest than any man she's ever met. Number 85. Check her out. Part of being honest is when you see a woman you like, don't lie or be apologetic about checking her out. It's human nature, and if she's attractive, who cares what she thinks? Bad boys don't stare like a deer in headlights. They look. Women hate guys who stare, but don't mind a man who looks. Women dress up nice because they know men will look at them and even stare. If you get caught checking her out, don't hide it. Give her a little smile that says, "I was checking you out. I like what I see, and I don't care what you think." When I catch eyes with a woman, I'll look her up and down while she's looking at me, and then I'll stare into her eyes again. You'll be amazed at how flattered, surprised, and turned on women get when you're unafraid. Number 86. Don't apologize. If you're afraid of offending others or apologetic if someone around you doesn't like something, then I can bet that not many women feel attraction for you. The most popular and most well-liked men aren't sorry for anything. They aren't sorry for who they are if they come off as wrong to someone, or even if they actually bump into someone. Bad boys don't need to apologize to women or anyone else for who they are, what they prefer, or how they behave. They don't constantly apologize to women if they say something that doesn't come out right. If she can't handle a high level of honesty, then there's nothing to be sorry about. Stop being apologetic about everything and expect others to just deal with it. Now, the only time apologizing is expected and powerful is when you did something really screwed up or you hurt someone really bad. Then a heartfelt apology can go a long way and repair a lot of hurt feelings and damage. Number 87. Strong and dirty looks. If there's one thing that obviously separates the nice guys from the bad boys, it's the look on their face. Nice guys arrange their face so that it's pleasing, friendly, and accepted by everyone because it's a byproduct of the niceness happening in their mind. Bad boys arrange their face however the hell they want to arrange it because it's also a reflection of what's happening in their mind. Since bad boys are so unafraid of women and everything around them, they give strong and dirty looks pretty often. These looks drive women nuts. If you go back to number 56 and take a look at these men, if you have the ebook, you'll notice that they all have serious faces. They're not all trying to please anyone or make kids happy. They don't have a "I want to impress you" look on their face, and instead it's a "you need to impress me" look. If you have this look naturally, great. If not, Start working on not smiling so much and becoming a little more serious. Number 88. Mr. Serious. Nice guys are always smiling in a way that says, "Can I have your approval?" Bad boys may smile a lot at times, but in a way that says, "I'm having a good time, but you still don't have my approval." Think of a car salesman. They laugh and smile because they want you to buy a car from them. It's usually not very genuine and it just feels fake. Now think of a big movie star doing an interview. They don't really want to be there. They don't need anyone's approval because they already have way too much of it. They smile because they find something amusing and not because they care about anyone liking them. There's a big difference. You'll notice that a lot of bad boys just don't smile very much, and it doesn't mean they're in a bad mood, pissed off, or unhappy. They're just in a neutral mood, not caring about what anyone thinks, and they don't need to adjust their face for approval. Women like the neutral/serious face and attitude. Number 89. Never be boring or predictable. Being boring and predictable is the perfect mix to make women run away from you as fast as they can. Women like you to be unpredictable for the same reason they like you to be mysterious, because it's less boring and more exciting. If she's bored, she won't feel attraction for you, and predictability causes her to become bored because she doesn't have to guess what you'll do next. She just knows. That's boring. Don't be so predictable that you take off your shirt and start jumping from table to table at a restaurant, but don't be so boring that she's texting other guys, asking them what they're doing, and thinking about what to say to get away from you as fast as possible. Bad boys are unpredictable. Be the same way. Number 90. Never needy or clingy. Nice guys communicate so much insecurity by telling women they barely know, "I need you." They believe if they don't see her for one day that she'll find another guy, move on, and forget about anyone else. Bad boys aren't needy and clingy. They really don't care. If they have her, great. If they don't, it's whatever. What needy and clingy behavior looks like: calling and texting too much, asking to see her too often, always physically touching her, asking her how she feels about you, getting upset if she doesn't call or text or spend time with you, not giving her space physically and figuratively. Needy and clingy behavior drives women away almost faster than anything else. If you're needy and clingy, stop. Communicate you're the man for her by getting rid of this stuff. Number 91. Boundaries. Having your own clear boundaries is crucial, but so is respecting the boundaries of women. It means you're clear on how others are going to talk to you, treat you, and behave around you. And also you're clear on how you're going to treat yourself and conduct yourself, no matter who's around. Your boundary is like an imaginary circle around you, like a bubble around you everywhere you go. When people talk ugly or down to you, pick on you, hurt your feelings, or cause you to become upset, you're letting them violate your boundary and reach inside of your bubble and mess with you. They're disrespecting your boundary and getting away with it. Your boundary is a shield from the things you don't want, like drama, stress, anxiety, and mistreatment from others, and it protects your happiness and peace of mind. It's your safety zone that others don't cross. When someone does something that you don't like and you say, "I don't like that, bud. Please don't do that," you're telling them, "I have boundaries and you just crossed into it. Don't do it again and we'll be cool." When women notice your boundaries, they'll feel more attraction for you because they'll poke at your boundary and say, "I like this guy. He seems to know what he does and doesn't like. He seems to know himself." On the other side of the coin, women also have their boundaries that should be respected. They expect you and other men to respect and not cross their boundary. If you cross her boundary or do something she doesn't like, she's going to say, "Hey, I don't like that." So when you respect women's boundaries, you know what they don't like, what pisses them off, and what annoys them, and you're sure to just be a cool guy and not reach into their bubble. The more you reach into her bubble and try to mess with her, the less attraction she'll feel and the less she'll enjoy being around you. Expect women to respect your boundaries and respect the boundaries of women you date. Bad boys are crystal clear about their boundaries and will assert that boundary when someone tries reaching in and messing with them. As you've learned earlier in this ebook, they know what they do and don't like, how they will and won't conduct themselves, and how others will and won't treat them. If people disrespect you, pick on you, talk down to you, and treat you in ways you don't like to be treated, or you just have a bunch of drama and stress in your life, then you may need to build your boundary up, and when anyone, especially women, try to reach in and mess with you, you make it clear that you have boundaries. It's also possible to have holes in your boundary due to a lack of experience. You may learn something new that you don't like, and if you don't want it happening again, you simply patch that hole up in your boundary to prevent it from happening again. The more you learn about yourself, grow, mature, and the more experience you gain with women, you'll develop a stronger and stronger boundary that's more clear and obvious to those around you. The clearer and stronger your boundary, the more women and others will just know to be cool and not do anything that will get under your skin. Develop a strong boundary and stay true to it whether you're with friends, family, or women. Quotes. With my feelings, I hold a lot in because I didn't always have boundaries and people would take advantage of situations because I'm a nice guy. Kellen Lutz. Daring to set boundaries is about having the courage to love ourselves even when we risk disappointing others. Brené Brown. Number 92. Guardian. Not only are bad boys very protective of their boundary and self-respect, but they're also naturally protective of those close to them, whether it be a sibling, parent, friend, coworker, or girlfriend. Messing with someone close to them is messing with them. Bad boys understand that sometimes those close to them aren't as able to defend themselves mentally and physically against threats, and they might have to step up to the plate and fight their battles for them. They're not likely at all to run away and say, I have my own problems, you worry about yourself. Remember that if you're going to be dominant and a leader, it also means you're aggressive, protective, and a guardian for those less capable than you of protecting themselves. When women see you have the guardian qualities, they're more likely to feel safe and comfortable when they're with you. They know if something were to happen, you'd handle the problem, no questions asked. Number 93. Be unavailable. Nice guys believe they always have to be available to women, and if they disappear for a while to do their own thing, that she'll lose interest and run away. They don't understand that being unavailable from time to time piques a woman's interest, causes her focus to shift from everything else to him, and ultimately makes her more attracted to him. If you're constantly available no matter what, there's a higher chance she'll find it boring and predictable. If you text or call back 3 seconds after you hear from her, she'll know that she has you wrapped around her finger and that you're not a challenge. Even if things are going great with her, a lot of bad boys simply won't text, call, or see her at all for hours or even days just because they don't need to or feel like talking to her. This doesn't make you a bad guy. It doesn't make you a jerk. It simply builds her anticipation for when she finally does hear from you. Don't feel the need to always be available. Number 94. Give and get space. Being unavailable from time to time communicates to her you're fine with giving her space and you're not needy and clingy in any way. Giving her space shows her you're not overboard with how you feel about her. You're balanced and you're mature about relationships. What's equally important is you're communicating to her that you need your space as well from time to time. Bad boys often need their space and get on edge when they feel cornered or trapped by women. When she sees you need your space, she's more likely to lay off and respect you and your time. She'll know that it's not okay to overdo it with you and that she needs to be more balanced with you and your time and attention. So if you want to amplify attraction, from time to time, just go out with your friends without her, spend a day or two doing your own thing, and get the wiggle room and space you need. Give her space to her and show her that you need yours. Be balanced and mature. Number 95. No jealousy. One sure way to tell a woman I'm weak, needy, clingy, insecure, unsure of myself, desperate, and I have no other options is to get jealous. Jealousy is understandable if she's your wife or you've been with her for several years. But with a woman you just met, it's a surefire way to make her raise her eyebrows at you and lose interest. Nice guys get jealous, angry, and upset if a woman they barely know appears to be exploring her options. Most bad boys don't care. If the woman they like is talking to some other dude, they literally think, whatever, that's cool. If she leaves him and starts dating another guy, he simply moves on to the next woman because he knows moving on won't be that hard. Never let jealousy get the best of you and cause you to behave in a manner that women find distasteful and unattractive. Be cool about it. Number 96. Never pretend. A lot of guys pretend to be a lot nicer, sweeter, cooler, and friendlier than they actually are because they want the approval of women around them. They believe if they act like themselves, then women won't like them as much, which isn't true at all. Bad boys don't change their personality to accommodate whoever is in the room. No matter how rich or beautiful the woman, they are who they are. This level of authenticity is what women truly seek in men because it communicates maturity, composure, and honesty. She knows when you're being fake or pretending to be another way just to get somewhere with her because she sees it all the time. And she's not looking for another guy who puts on an act. No matter how hot or sexy she is, don't pretend to be cooler, nicer, sweeter, or even richer than you really are. She sees enough of that and will appreciate you a lot more if you're authentic and genuine with her. Quotes. I know nothing more valuable when it comes to the all-important virtue of authenticity than simply being who you are. Charles Swindoll. Authenticity is really important, and sometimes that's really hard to get. Tom Freston. Number 97. Never explain yourself. We sometimes feel the urge to explain ourselves to women because we think if we don't, that we'll lose their approval that we've worked so hard to get. Explanations don't cause her to feel more attraction, and you can actually lose the attraction she feels for you if you're always explaining yourself to her like she's your mother. Explaining might mean you're seeking approval. You don't need an explanation for everything you do. In fact, even if they want you to explain yourself, you don't have to. Have a backbone. You don't have to explain yourself, your life, or your reasons for being who you are and doing what you do to a woman you just met. As harsh as it may sound, it's kind of none of her business. Women respect you more when you keep certain parts and areas of your life completely to yourself. Bad boys don't give reasons, excuses, or explanations for the stuff they do. They just do it, and it's no one's business as to why. Think the same way. Quotes. Never complain and never explain. Benjamin Disraeli. Never explain. Your friends do not need it, and your enemies will not believe you anyways. Elbert Hubbard. Never retreat. Never explain. Get it done and let them howl. Benjamin Jowett. Number 98. Don't be a clown. Bad boys don't go out of their way to be funny or to make women laugh. It's not one of their main concerns, even if they're naturally funny. If there's something funny on their mind, they'll say it, but they don't sit and think of something funny to say. We all try to be funny from time to time, and some of us even overdo it because we hear that being funny is the way to her heart, and other similar stuff. The serious guy appeal seems to work just fine, and a bad boy will only share something that is funny to him, not something that he thinks only she'll find funny. He won't say or do anything just to get a reaction out of a woman or to get her approval. That's very important. If you know you already have her approval, you don't have to be a clown or a jackass to try to get more approval. Never try too hard to make her laugh. Just be yourself, have a good time, and don't feel like you absolutely need to entertain her. Quotes. Actually being funny is mostly telling the truth about things. Bernard Salins. If you try to be funny, you're not being funny. John Gordon Sinclair. Conclusion. The great guy with bad boy traits. Now that you know 99 of the bad boy traits that women find irresistible, do your best to internalize each one of them. You don't have to get them down perfect, but you do have to at least understand them, why they're important, why women like them, and how it will benefit your dating life if you are able to make them part of who you naturally are. Remember, women want the guys with the bad boy mindset because that is what's most attractive to them. You don't have to go out and buy a motorcycle, start dressing differently, and walk around acting tough. Just change your mindset, and it'll change the way you respond to women and the way they respond to you. Try to identify in yourself everything you've learned about nice guys and what they do, and yank out those behaviors and habits from your mind. Do what is necessary to stop being the overly nice guy who seeks approval and kisses ass. Do whatever is necessary to get it out of your system. Once you do, women will notice there is something definitely different about you, and you'll never be the same again.